Holy shit.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Do you ever have one of those moments where you think, how the hell did I get here? Jeez, what happened to me? I was ruling the galaxy, had a cherry new battle station. I mean, this place had an omelet bar, a straight-up omelet bar. And now look, my former interns tossing me down a bottomless freaking pit. You know, come to think of it, my whole life has been a series of what the moments. That was my out.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I looked my woman in the eye sockets. I told her straight out. I just said it, man. I said it. I said, bitch, I'm the man of the house.
You said bitch, though. You called your wife a bitch.
Yeah.
Let's roll.
What is this Facebook Live? I've never heard of this shit.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
We're up. Whoa, what's going on? Whoa.
Baby Flash is not enjoying his bath.
Oh man, Baby Flash. Okay, so this is WTFNationRadio.com's Monday edition with myself and Flash and Mom on this 6th November 2017, broadcasting live from the Biofunctional Veteran Center of Excellence, here to give you the news, entertainment, and opinion of the veteran community here on Mondays. I like it because I get to say what I want to freaking say, and have some opinions and have some news and all this other shit. Yeah. So, okay. If we're broadcasting from WTF Nation Radio's Facebook page because I wanted to tag some right people, and I didn't want to upset the bosses at U.S. Army WTF Moments. But since I'm kind of like some of the bosses here, Fox News, the United States Air Force Times, Veterans Report, 94.1 FM, and 620 AM KHB. You guys might want to listen to this. I am fucking irate. So,
that's putting it delicately. I think there's a better way to put it.
Well, I almost scream into the mic because then it'll short everybody's shit out and blow my ears, and you know what I mean. It's just one of the things where I'm trying to maintain my composure and professionalism in this.
No need.
Well, check this out. Okay, we all know what happened on Sunday. The tragedy that happened in Texas, Sutherland Springs. Kind of connected to me. I'm not saying because I have family that's there and all that, but it's connected because as a leader, there were some things that have come across to our attention about the status of the shitbag that did it. Now, I'm not going to give this guy a name because fuck that shitbag. So douchebag.
Fuck that shitbag.
Yeah, shitbag, douchebag, whatever. We're going to support the. No, I don't VA anger management classes, bro. That's called first sergeanting. It's called sergeanting right now while I'm still in. Sergeanting. NCOing. So, dirtbag, shitbag, everybody knows was discharged from the Air Force. Nobody knows what kind of discharge it was. Everyone says it's a dishonorable discharge. Everyone says it's a bad conduct discharge. Whatever. Let's go further back to this dickbag being 9 years old, okay? This kid was on medication for mental issues, all right? So that should have been fucking red flag numero uno from the get, okay? Let's jump on to his period of service in the United States Air Force. He joins the United States Air Force and becomes a logistics specialist, management, whatever. You know how they like to fucking, whatever.
Long-ass titles.
Long-ass titles for a supply guy. Everyone's been saying it's been dishonorable. You're right, Doc, but hang on. There are different sources that cannot get it right to almost keep it going. And this is why I tag Fox News. Every time there's a conflict in the world, every time there's something going on when it comes to terrorism, jihadists, and all this other shit, they pull these old retired fuckers out of some closet somewhere to speak of said strategery. Tactics and what's going to happen with strategic diplomacy, you know. And these guys come all out of the fucking woodwork, right? To come in and give their fucking 2 bits about.
They have their name on a Rolodex. They're ready for it.
They're ready for it. As a matter of fact, you're right. Actually, Flash, they are right.
It's like, hey, whose turn is it to talk about this this horrific thing that happened? Hey, get that guy. It's his turn next. He was in line.
It's almost
it's like they retired just to do that.
As a matter of fact, they actually do. They're waiting for that last fucking. They're waiting for that fucking phone call. They're waiting for that one word. Who's gonna call? You're right. So it's gonna be fucking General so and so or whatever. So everyone likes to provide all this great fucking opinion. They have SEALs. They have Delta Force. They have guys who are. I'm retired this. I'm retired that. I'm retired this, and I'm retired that. Right? Great. And what ends up happening is that when it comes to something like this, that has to deal with direct leadership to someone, because now this guy is a fucking vet. I don't give a fuck what you say. He's a vet, all right? Or was a vet, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Now you notice,
not according to the VA secretary, but we'll get into that later.
Well, I was going to let you handle that. But the whole point being is that think about what's happened now. Where are all these motherfuckers coming out of the woodwork? I'm saying what should or should not happen. Because there's a lot more deep diving into this when it comes to guys who are I don't know. I'm sorry. Hey, some of the guys that are on the different news channels, and the ones that have been pissing me off the most is, and that's why I tagged them, is because the fact that they're it's almost like I hate when people speak in fragmented sentences. You think you guys hate it when I fucking type shit out in the chat of fucking fragmented sentences, and you guys just fucking see. These guys, they speak that way. They almost lead it on to where, okay, motherfuckers, get to the fucking point. We want to know what you're trying to say. We don't even know if this guy was dishonorably discharged or care. How did he get this? And how come that? And how come this? Not one have I seen any motherfucker. I've not seen any one of these generals, any one of these leaders, these strategic global thinking motherfuckers think inward to see how this could have happened. How could this have happened? Now, of course, everyone was fucking straight up pissed off. Of course, immediately the gun grabbers were fucking going nuts and all sort of shit. Let me tell you something right now. One of the things that I wish these guys would do is own up. And right before we went on air, like literally an hour before we went on air, what did the Air Force say? They said they fucked up. Now, I wish there was some accountability like the Navy, because, you know, when the Navy runs into a ship, motherfuckers just get, and some people die, motherfuckers get relieved. This is a perfect case. So Shitstick was married twice. One of these relationships, I guess, it was a stepson. Not even 18 months old or something like that. It was a baby. Okay, any child under 3 is it's still a baby. Cracked its skull. Beat the fuck out of the mom and the baby, okay? The guy was fucking arrested, and the guy was obviously put up, and, you know, straight up, that the process and that portion was good to go. Now, the outcome of it, I don't think anybody has come out with a solid, what did he get? What did he get? Did he get a dishonorable discharge, or did he get a bad conduct discharge? Because here's some things that are in play. And I'm going to explain to you guys, because I know shit have processed soldiers out for both. And for pretty much the same shit. Now, initially when this shit stick fucking got busted and put his, you know, poor thing, man, I can't even think about this shit. It angers me so much that I literally want to torque everybody in that was involved in that leadership stuff. See, what people don't realize is that you are seen in its finest, the way the military works when it comes to your stuff, when it comes to records. How did this happen? Hey, look, you pundits, You individuals that are even unqualified to speak for the rest of us, as in veterans and currently serving, why don't you grab one of us and put us on your show and ask us why vets are pissed off at the fucking healthcare that they're getting? Because the situation still stands the same. How callous and how cold this sounds, it was the same way. Our veterans are doing this, the same paperwork processing, the same federal agencies getting checked and whatever. Our medical system's the same way. I physically had to ensure that soldiers' chapter packets and discharge records were kept purposely because organizations would lose it, or installation management offices at their out processing centers would lose it, or so what I would do is like, hey, look, you got fucking discharge. I'm processing you the fuck out. Here's what you fucking happen. I'll close this shit up, and here you go. I gave every person that, because I look, hey, if you got fucking discharged, I'm not gonna hold it against you. That punishment of you getting discharged was bad enough. You know what I mean? That's to me the way I see it now, especially for domestic violence. I'm gonna give you a case in point. Anytime anybody in the military is arrested or suspected or charged with domestic violence in the U.S. military, immediately what's called the Lautenberg Act. The Lautenberg Act is now placed in a file. Immediately goes to the provost marshal's office and is put in. Now, every provost marshal has it differently. But since I hate wife beaters, and I was ordered one time not to physically attack a wife beater, I said, okay, well, I will do this process so to ensure that this motherfucker never owns a gun. So the Lautenberg Act is in place so that anybody within the United States that convicts a crime or is convicted of domestic violence is immediately prohibited from owning guns for life. Prohibited. Now, before everyone, all these fucking guys start, well, you trying to take your Second Amendment right? You lost it. You lost it.
You raise your hand to a child or your wife or your spouse or yeah, I agree. You've lost it. Bye. Sorry. And I'm a big proponent of the Second Amendment. Bye. You lost it. You move on. Get out of here. Don't go get your friends to get all pissy. But sorry, you shouldn't have cracked the child's skull.
Unit mistake number one.
Sickening.
Unit mistake number one. Okay, that right there, I had the pleasure. I literally had the pleasure. So all you wife beaters out there, think about this, motherfuckers. You know what I did to a wife beater one time? After we imposed the Lautenberg Act, I called up the fucking sheriff's office. I called up the city police. I called up every agency that I could that had a badge and a gun. And guess where we went? We went to your house. And guess what we collected up? Weapons. All your shits. Oh, we didn't collect them at the unit. We just ensured that you didn't get any fucking weapons anymore. Because according to the Lautenberg Act, guess what? You're not even authorized to own them. Be around them. It also makes you non-deployable. You are no longer to serve in the military. You are no longer authorized to touch a weapon. Unit fail number 1. I hope you're listening, news agencies that I've just fucking tagged, and the United States Air Force. Unit fail number 1. Air Force times 2. Fox News 2. Unit fail number 1. Where was the fucking leadership on this part? Sergeanting seems to be an issue, or being a non-commissioned officer or leading people in the Air Force. That's what it seems. I guess they're more worried about the F-35 or something like that. But that right there was a fucking fail. They should have had leaders enforcing the standard to ensure, not to mention the fact, Shitstick bought a rifle and posted it on Facebook. Oh, but it's okay, he's a good guy. Nobody didn't think this would happen. So after he got discharged, what's supposed to happen? You get a bad conduct discharge? Hey, reality, folks, that don't happen. You don't get your weapons taken away from you for a bad conduct discharge. However, the Lautenberg Act should have prevented this individual from buying a weapon. Again, fail at the leadership level. Go get him, Air Force. Now, if he was convicted for and had a dishonorable discharge, because right now the fucking I want to hear the Chief of Staff of the Air Force make a comment and hold a fucking press briefing about this shit, because now the DOD is connected to this. Wake up, WTF Nation. This is exactly what fucking happens when leaders fail. Now, I'll be honest with you. It's not just legal issues. It's also fucking... it is also straight up straight up in that fucking, what was that? Oh, what do you mean? No law. Yeah, you're devil's advocate. Oh, got you, devil's advocate. I'm sorry. That's the way, it was ruled by the Supreme Court, the Lautenberg Act. That's why it was called the Lautenberg Act. You get a dishonorable discharge, you lose your right to fucking to carry a weapon as well. The Gun Control Act of 1968. Dishonorable discharge is what I'm saying. Dishonorable. Okay? I'm not saying bad.
It'd be nice if one of these all the outlets would get on the same page, because New York Times is saying one thing, CNN says bad conduct discharge. It's pretty crazy, but you know what you're saying is right. According to CNN, updated at 6:46 p.m., so not even a little less than 2 hours ago. The Pentagon is personally in the Air Force's ass, and the Air Force has now launched a full review of how the service handled the criminal records of the former airman douchebag following his 2012 domestic violence conviction, according to an Air Force spokesman who is probably hating her life right now. He was convicted, court-martialed, 2 charges of domestic violence against his wife and stepson. We've already talked about that. He did serve 12 months in jail or confinement at Naval Consolidated Brig Miramar. I think I said that right, in California in 2014, and then not a couple of years later, already had his hands on weapons and everything. I mean, I agree. This is the fact that they didn't follow through and do the proper procedure hurts me to my core, because those types of actions, we might not see it every day when we're on the ground with our soldiers and doing our NCO job, or officers too. You know, I'll throw that in the mix because I know a couple of them listen. We do our jobs because that's what we're supposed to do, these before reasons. That guy should have never been able to get near another weapon again. What happened was someone decided to take the easy way out. Well, my dad used to tell me, you know, NCOs don't cut corners.
That's right.
Well, somebody decided to cut some fucking corners, and look what happened. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not a big proponent of the butterfly effect, where, you know, a butterfly flaps its wings and there's a tsunami fucking 1,000 miles away. But there are some cause and effects. If he would never be able to get weapons, he might have still tried to do something. We don't know, but it would have been a lot different than fucking grabbing assault rifles and handguns. Or he had not just the weapon he brought there, but he had a whole bunch. There wasn't just the one weapon he bought from the back of his buddy's van or what. Oh yeah, I don't want this. Go ahead, you can have it. He had a lot of weapons. He had a lot of ammunition when they raided his house. So this wasn't a little isolated thing. This man had a lot going on. He should have been stopped right away. And it goes to whoever the fucktard that decided to cut a corner back when he was in the service.
Yep.
Who honestly, when they do the review, I hope they fire every one of them and throw GOMARs or whatever they can at them, because that's what happens when you don't fucking do your SOPs. Exactly. That's what happens when you don't follow through with your soldiers, regardless if you're giving an award or you're fucking putting them in jail.
Think about this. Think about this now. General Court Martial Authority. I hope you are listening, Fox News. General Court Martial Authority is usually what? A colonel, 06, right? That's usually who holds it. So, I mean, picky pepper out of fly shit, of course. However, you're right. Everybody should be accountable up to this event. Your actions on this shit, dude, inexcusable. And of course, everyone's going to jump on that, whoa, the fucking Second Amendment, oh, the second this, and you can't do this. You can't, hey, look, even when you're in the military, the Second Amendment at certain instances doesn't apply to you. I got a fucking concealed carry, but can I drive on fucking Fort Hood or fucking Fort Sam and or Fort Bliss with my concealed carry? No, I can't. Can't even bring it up post. Doesn't fucking matter. So, yeah, exactly. You're right, John. Now there was some jackals that cut corners and shit, but this guy right here, come on, man, he was fucking confined. See, that's what I'm saying. Nobody knows the true shit. You know what I mean? Dude, nobody knows. No, because it was Air Force D-Max. Why would an Army officer preside over an Air Force soldier, or airman, whatever the fuck you want to call it? So it again, no way. At this right here, and I'm not saying that I have a lot of weapons, but I can equip some people. And I agree with this. I agree. This right here. This is why those systems are in place. Am I blaming anybody on this? Nah, because the individual himself did it. You know what I mean? However, no. Fucking, there is some responsibility and culpability on the chain of command for this happen. So Fox, all you guys out there, the fucking pundits that are having these suits come on, that have not served one time in the Army or understand what it's like to lead at the ground level, because this is ground level shit. This is first sergeant stuff. This is sergeant major stuff. This is the stuff right here where you have individual leaders. Like I said, everyone thought I was the biggest penis in the planet when I freaking went down and grabbed these kids' weapons. They thought I was fucked up. How am I fucked up? The Lautenberg Act says it's not fucked up. I just happen to know people. I'm like Tyrone Lannister. I drink and I know cops.
I do appreciate the Game of Thrones reference there. I mean,
you know, I don't watch it.
It's just, you know what? You're right. While no one put the gun in his hand, no one forced him at gunpoint to go and commit mass murder. But somebody, they always say it's like theft is like 70% opportunity. Well, in this case, if he wasn't given even the opportunity to buy weapons, maybe this outcome would have been different, because, maybe he decided, if he couldn't get his hand on a pistol or a rifle, he might have started looking up how to make a pipe bomb or something. And then, hey, NSA and Homeland Security and stuff probably might have caught him online, and they caught him then. We don't know, yeah. But when you take out the easiest way, the easiest point from A to B, they failed. And guess what? There's a paper trail to everything. And unless somebody is like, I guarantee some people who were involved who either are out or are in different assignments are shaking in their boots because they knew they done fucked up, AA Ron.
Exactly.
And somebody, I guarantee, if they're still in uniform, somebody's getting relief for cause or whatever.
Exactly. Or fucking discharge themselves. Or I want them to fucking go down for fucking criminal neglect. This shit right here is court-martial material for them too.
It's almost maybe it's a stretch, being complicit, because
or an accessory.
Because if they would have done their job, maybe this guy wouldn't have been able to get so many weapons. I mean, and apparently he didn't buy them from a back alley. He went and of course he wasn't able to get his gun license according to the Texas Governor Abbott.
That is because in Texas they have and this is for pistols. You have to have a pistol purchasing permit in Texas to do it. Rifles, different story. You can buy a bunch of rifles all you want, cash and carry.
Same thing with shotguns. You can buy them easy in Texas. We got my wife's Maverick 88 in Texas without even a second glance, but it was good to go.
What's that? What system I have a question here. What system ICE if they were strictly told to report only to change? No, you don't understand. Immediately with this kid, this guy's kid was beat the fuck out of a baby and his wife. So there was already a proof of, that was already happening. Yeah. You are like throwing so much on the freaking chat there, Casey. I can't read all this stuff with all these chats coming along. Spread your comments a little bit here, or throw it in the fucking PM or something like that, because I don't even know what you just said there. Here's the thing. Domestic violence, I'm just reading specific about the act, okay? That's why I took cops with me, is because they were armed. And like I said, they got guns and badges and handcuffs. I, as a first sergeant, am not authorized to go to a house. However, I can provide tips and provide the PMO's office enough information to ensure that MPO is squared away and make sure that the Lautenberg Act is enforced. Now, I caused a lot of controversy in my organization because other first sergeants started doing suit. So good luck trying to find me. And they saw that, what the fuck? There was nothing. I literally had people going, well, damn, can First Sergeant Ice really do that shit? No, there was nothing that said that I couldn't do it. Why? Why can't I do it? Motherfuckers go crazy when I don't do a bid check, right? Motherfuckers go crazy when I don't go check on a soldier. He could have been laid up all by himself, or he could have done something, no more 22 and all this other fucking horse shit, right? I did the same fucking thing. I exuded my fucking authority as a first sergeant to do the same fucking shit. Didn't fucking matter. Not at all. I don't regret my decision. I do not. Because that motherfucker's in jail. Case you please stop with that, okay? Stop with that. I can't even. You are throwing so much information on the chats. I can't see the other chats that are coming in. We know what's going on. We know what happened. So, yeah, chain of commands that are covering shit up. Hey, we know about this shit too because the Army happens the same way. How many times we get shit in the fucking inbox too at U.S. Army WTF moments? God, I digress. Okay, this kid, fucking literally should not. Again, leadership should have been involved. Now. So he was fucking discharged and all sorts of shit. Then what? Then what happened? What was the other tidbit we were going to talk about, Flash? We were on a fucking tirade in the chat back and forth. Like, yeah, we're going to fucking string him up. Yeah, we're going to do this. Now we're like fucking losing steam here. So, let me see. Deer. Yeah. The New York Times. Was that the article you're talking about that released the?
Yeah, that's the article. Holy crap, Baby Flash is losing her mind up there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay, man. Baby Ice. When I first started doing this show, man, Baby Ice was always coming up here crawling and talking shit and all that stuff too. So I get it. No big deal. And the little ones, man. They're babies. What the fuck do you expect them to do? So, the Air Force, the New York Times. God, I should have tagged them too. Hey, well, since you got it down already, New York Times. You're right. The domestic assault conviction should have barred this fucker from legally purchasing his rifle that he used to kill 26 people. The Air Force and the Pentagon is going to conduct a review of the case to whether the conviction should have entered in the federal day. Should have? Motherfucker, it's supposed to. Like you just said, Flash. Cutting corners. Regulatory.
And I hope the Pentagon, because I know the Pentagon is getting a lot of heat, is going to get a lot more heat for this. I you know what? I hope they hold the Air Force's feet to the fire because apparently they think that that was a common practice. Yeah, don't worry about it. And I'm not going to throw shade on the Air Force as a whole. I know that's probably not how they standardly operate, but some heads are going to roll. Hell, like the same way when where they had the commandant of the Marine Corps who was testifying in front of Congress about something that he had no control over with those Facebook groups and stuff like that. Guarantee somebody from the Air Force is going to be up in front of Congress going, "Why the hell are you guys just saying screw it? We don't need to do but standards and regulations and stuff like that. We're the Air Force." I'm looking forward to seeing that briefing right there.
You're right. Not to mention the fact that now you're seeing hey, wake up. See now, look, and also too, this is also a teaching event for the media at large and the civilian community at large. I mean, I don't want to say it to have some sort of segregation, but that they need to understand that the crossover of systems. It applies to everything in the military that we do, to include, I don't know, our fucking medical records too, which is why we got VA issues, motherfuckers. Come on. Well, we got this guy. He should have, he could have, would have. No. Lautenberg Act, Gun Control Act 1968, bad conduct discharge or a dishonorable discharge. Matter of fact, Air Force, you can give us a call. Fox News, you can give us a call too. I want to hear all those pundits that talk shit. I want to hear all those guys. Colonel Ralph Peters. It's that fucking general that talks about other shit too. That Navy SEAL that's always on there. Who else? We got other. Who's your favorite pundit that just like talks out of his ass?
There was one on Fox the other day who was saying, well, churches need to have they need to have no close court
Shepard
combat.
Smith.
Oh yeah, was it Shepard Smith? Yeah,
saying you need to know how to be able to take to control your situation in a church. I'm like, it's a damn church.
Well, he's not supposed to.
They shouldn't have to worry about damn.
But
shut
he's not.
The fuck up.
But no, I'm talking about the military pundits. I'm talking about the contributors, the contributors that like to come on, like you said, that wait for that fucking phone call from Fox.
Oh, don't worry. You got the former FBI agents who have been chiming in. You got former everything except not current.
Yes.
But they always, and then it starts off, everyone doesn't know, like same thing with everything that happens. No one knows what the fuck's going on. So CNN saying one thing, ABC, MSNBC, You know, Fox,
And that's the issue.
And Fox is just in. You know, I try to give Fox as much slack as possible because sometimes they just. It's kind of like having that slow kid in your formation where you're just like you're trying to help him out, but they only make it worse. And they come and so they're like preemptively trying to fight. You know, we're trying to fight the gun grabbers right away, and they start coming. They're the first person to say, "Why are you politicizing?" You know, they have their people. Why are you politicizing? You know, a massacre. And then all of a sudden they came out and say, "Hey, we're gonna be first in this fucker right here." Get to the starting line and just start go.
Yeah.
So before the gun grabbers can even take a breath, they're already talking. Well, you know, got to protect the Second Amendment, and it's like, please,
No, this is
shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
Nobody's
facts,
going to
just
take
facts.
it away.
No, that's what I'm saying. That we're not talking, and I'm glad you brought that up, Flash. And I want to piss off the Second Amendment people too. Hey, look, this is the whole thing that kind of the Democrats were talking about. Loopholes, mental issues and stuff like that. Straw purchases, because you know what? Some of these guys have had. And I know some of these guys that sold the weapons. This is what they're talking about, because like for instance, right now, in some states, you say I have a pistol and I want to sell you, and you want to buy, you like my pistol, but you want to buy it, Flash. So I'm like, oh yeah, cool, whatever. Here you go, get, I don't know, $500. Cool. Oh yeah, it's deal. That's a deal. All right, you give me $500, I get the pistol. That's it.
That's a straw purchase.
That's what does fucking matter. No, the point being is that that is what the gun control people are talking about. That the screamers on the fucking other side are not hearing. That's what they're trying to avoid. Because I'm pretty sure that the majority of these fucking weapons, that I can't believe I'm saying this, were not by a fucking store. He probably went on fucking some websites or something like that, fucking cash and carried. Guys didn't do no fucking check. He's probably gonna do the same fucking thing. He's, you know, I got a beard. I'm a vet. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, well, you know, whatever. And that's what they're talking about. You know, let me be honest with you. You've got mental issues and shit like that, and you have somebody. The guy should have been in fucking. See, because to me, when you do something, you get busted by the Army or the Air Force or by the military, it kind of really doesn't count in life. I'll be honest with you, it doesn't. You get a ticket out post, no points. You get busted in the Army and you serve some time, unquote, unquote, nothing. No big deal. You do shit in the Army that people say, oh, it carries a federal conviction. I've known people that have gotten slammed in the Army. And you know what? Didn't show up on the records. You know why? Yeah, didn't transfer over at all. Because the civilian world didn't see it that way, because they figured that you served your time and you got busted in the Army and it's considered double jeopardy. In certain events, of course. So,
you know what's interesting is you brought up mental health, and President Trump has, made his trip over to Japan, and as he mentioned that, the reason why these things happen is because of mental health. And we were talking today because I was here at William Beaumont about everything going on, this past weekend, and one of the nurses had said that the mental health 2 years ago they started, like, I guess you could say, I won't say cracking down, but like, I guess cutting back on mental health within the VA,
yep,
within the military, within the private sector, like everywhere. So everybody is screaming mental health. But 2 years ago, who was in office? I wouldn't say just Obama, but also, our, Senate and stuff.
Well,
like they've cracked,
now, like I've told you before, and we talked when we had Jonathan Kuppinger. And we talked about that now the military has already fallen in line. The military has already. That's what I just said. D-Max, depends on what it is. Pay attention to class. I already said that. Depends on what the offense is. You totally fucking distracted me, D-Max. God damn it.
They cut back. They cut back on mental health.
They cut back on mental health, but when Jonathan Kuppinger was on and he talked about this specifically, is that now the military is asking that you go seek behavioral health because of the opioid epidemic that we're having. And so now you have to go see behavioral health if you want more fucking drugs for the Army fucking you up.
See, and here's the issue with that. Across, the sector, I'm pretty much on the civilian side. And I mean, I've seen it, with veterans, being here employed with the station. Say we all go, hey, we need mental health. You go to a mental health provider, you're waiting months before you're seen. And the only way you're going to get seen sooner is if you tell them you're going to either kill yourself or you're just going to shoot up a school. That is the only way you'll get seen sooner.
Think about this.
No,
think about this.
Huh?
No, you're right. Think about this. But look what happens when it comes to purchasing a weapon. What happens immediately when you go seek behavioral health? What do you have to put down in your fucking background check?
I mean, I haven't done that.
No, what I'm saying though is that my point being is that you're required to fill out, have you had any psychiatric or anything. Again, the civilian world doesn't look at things the same as the military. If you said, yeah, I want to go see somebody for behavioral health, the civilian world freaks the fuck out and says, okay, yeah, you saw a shrink, you're not getting a gun. This violates into fucking HIPAA and stuff too. It's a slippery fucking slope we're going to go into. But what I'm saying though is that I'm talking about this specifically where it's behavioral health, and it's correct. We did this when we had the Las Vegas shootings, and we were talking about that. There was another shooting that happened before that. And I did a research paper on fucking mass shootings, and I blamed because I worked for Big Farm at the time. I was starting to realize, which is why I don't work for Big Farm anymore. I realized that dating all the way back to 1985, the term postal came from fucking Stephen Brownlee, an Atlanta postal worker who fucking took fucking psychotropic drugs and went apeshit. That too includes the term postal, right? So all the way dating back, every single mass shooting or a specific event, all of them have been taking either Ritalin, Zoloft. I just name the fucking drugs up. Name them all. Name them fucking all. And I can tell you Xanax, Valium, Lithium, Prozac. Some of them I can't even pronounce, but it's got a lean or a zine at the end of it. Lithium, all this other shit. All of these mass shootings were from fucking people who were taking fucking, fucking straight up psychotropic shit. Now, am I saying that any of this stuff is good or bad or whatever? However, you don't sit there again and go off a tangent that it's guns. It's not guns at all. Because some of these mass killings have been done by motherfuckers who were on the same drugs in the same report. I did the same fucking report.
Well, I mean, look, a week ago, Halloween, what was done in New York City that weekend?
Yeah, fucking car. Guy drove.
Yeah.
Fucking said, Sam's. Sam's.
Holy crap! I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
He rented a truck from Home Depot and then
that is so like
for $20
has totally just taken over. That I've totally forgot about the jackass who just went, "Hey, I'll go run a vehicle and just run over everybody." And I'm not laughing at the fact that but it's like, and when you're talking about. I'm going on Twitter. That's that's what I do for WTF Nation, and it's
I love it.
what I like to do in my own free time. And a friend of my mom's was was tweeting at Paul Ryan and whatnot, and I'm like, okay, what would you suggest as gun control? And he said, well, that and which I loved it. No one should have a semi-automatic weapon. I was like, well, everyone has a. Okay, move on. And then she said people with mental health issues. I'm like, well, PTSD is considered, a mental illness and mental health issue. Are you saying, people if you have PTSD can't? She knows very well about me. I said, can't have weapons. She goes, no. I said, well, then where's the cutoff? I said, because if you even threaten that people that have any kind of, and where you have to fill that out, no one's going to go seek help anymore because nobody wants to lose a basic right because they went to go get fixed.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. That's why I said it's a slippery slope. And like D-Max, that's a good point. If people are monitored properly with the meds that they've been giving and ensuring that fact, then that's exactly, you're right, D-Max, you hit it on the head. Don't be fucking handing it out like fucking Skittles and shit and saying, yeah, this, and not paying attention to someone who has an issue because you could be doing something. That's what therapists are supposed to do. They're supposed to listen to you while you're going through your life trials, and then they ensure that they prescribe you the right shit. If you do the wrong thing or something like that, or it's making you feel a certain way, that's why you're supposed to talk to therapist. I am not saying anything at all that you should not see any therapist for anything. It doesn't matter. People need stuff for shit. It doesn't matter. I might fucking need it when I get out. You never know.
Well, I'll admit it. I'm seeing one right now.
No. Yeah. I mean, what
I'm just saying.
But what I'm saying, though, it should not be. If you're seeing one, and he's giving you something that's kind of fucking whatever, and he's monitoring you, it's fucking different. I don't give a shit. I don't care. But when we're talking, again, it's the slippery slope. Where do we want to fucking go in this? Where do we want to? Do we want to violate HIPAA? Or do we want to violate the Second Amendment? Do we want to violate? What's my opinion on this shit? What are you talking about? What's my opinion? When you ask, type that shit in there. What are you talking about, Casey? What's my opinion about what? I've been just throwing out a lot of shit in the last fucking 40 minutes. You tell me, what's your opinion?
We've had
Can
a
I
lot
bring
of opinions.
something up?
Yeah.
So you brought up the Gun Control Act of 1968, and in there it mentions about anybody of drug use. And lately we've had this, a big push, and it's been a positive thing, veterans switching from the Skittles to marijuana. Well, in most states where you have a medical marijuana card, guess what you cannot own? A gun. Because federally, that is against the Gun Control Law of 1968.
Yep.
So will that change? Obviously, we all know that marijuana is probably much better than Zoloft and lithium and all that shit. But, it's a slippery slope that you brought up.
It is. It is.
Are we willing to give up our gun control rights to, just be able to smoke marijuana and not have to take the Skittles? Or, to me, it's more dangerous that these people are taking Skittles because we all don't know what the shit's going to do to our bodies, and then you can go out and buy a gun.
The problem is something's going to have to. The way it's going is that eventually they're going to have to make a decision and just go with it, right or wrong. They're going to have to just make a decision and say, this is what we're going to do. And somebody's going to lose out because because I don't know if we can keep, I'd like to think that people can be responsible and, smoke your medical marijuana and have your weapon. And people, in order to protect people, they're going to start restricting stuff. They want, one person was like, why don't we have a national registry? I'm like, I don't need everyone who can get into a system knowing that what I have in my house. That's I don't need.
That's absurd.
Maybe it's that whole 1984. Like the V for Vendetta kind of mentality where I don't want Big Brother coming in knowing exactly that I've got X amount of pistols, X amount of rifles, and a very small shotgun. I don't need that. But then I think something has to be done, but I don't know what. And I think that everyone's just spewing ideas. We got to ban guns. We need to be like Australia. Shut the fuck up. We don't need to be like Australia. They need guns more than anyone else with all those shit things that can kill you out there.
That's
and everyone's like, you need to be like them. And then the other one's like, well, I should be able to have a freaking bazooka in my house if I want to. It's my Second Amendment right. And I think that man should go sit down on his porch and go drink his moonshine and shut the fuck up.
Wow, you went straight.
But there's no happy medium. There's never going to be a good happy medium because you're either going to screw people that have ever seen a psychiatrist or behavioral health person, or more people are just going to keep dying. Either there's really never going to be a right answer for this. No matter if Elizabeth Banks said something on her Twitter or Donald Trump says something on his Twitter, or there's just never going to be the right answer to fix this. It's going to be. People just need to fucking do what they're doing.
We do have the right answers and stuff like that. Obviously, I mentioned last week that, that douchebag he rented a truck from Home Depot to mow down people. So to me, it's no matter what we do, whether it's, if it's the right thing or not, we can't stop these things. And that's what everybody needs to realize.
Correct.
They're going to happen, whether we like it or not. I think a lot of times is to what degree are we willing to try and stop them, and what rights are we willing to give up?
Well, again, that now we've kind of really digressed from the fucking, which is good. Don't get me wrong, this dialogue is good. But my point being is that the whole thing is that the kid was fucking taking shit since he was 9 years old. He was taking that shit. Let's go even further back. How the fuck did he get in the military? I'll tell you what we call us old timers call the surge generation, which kids that were fucking, and when we say surge generation, there was surge generation. We're talking about, and we're saying this in the negative sense of those kids that have come in for mental issues that we have to deal with as leaders for mental issues, which then ends up sucking off the fucking VA teat for mental issues that they should not have come in before for mental issues, if that makes any sense.
Makes perfect sense.
They should not have come in, period, for mental issues in the military. But yet somehow, because of needing bodies and also their shit, then that's what happened. However, then they have mental issues. They have shit that happens, and they get processed out, and then they end up getting fucking VA benefits for issues that they had already had pre-existing before fucking. So does the military need to get further back? You know what I mean? Does the military need to go further back? Should they be able to go into your records and shit and go back at any time that you've gone to see like the fucking doctor or something like that? I mean, do we keep military records as civilians and shit back in the day? I mean, I know my parents didn't. I friggin' was told to, take a knee and face out and drink water and pull security when I hurt myself when I was a kid. See that dirt right there? Go ahead and eat it up. You'll be all right. But nowadays, kids literally are fucking brought up. Now, again, this is not just one factor. I'm just saying specifically that this is a contributing fucking drama of shit. That this shit stick came in the middle. Now, I'm only dissecting this kid's fucking case. Now, everybody don't get fucking offended when I'm talking about mental health or behavioral health, all this shit. I'm not attacking anybody, nor I'm going on a fucking tangent. I'm not saying nobody's go seek fucking behavioral health. I'm not talking about no fucking 22. I'm not talking about any of that shit. Because Jonathan Kophanger already said it's not 22 a day. It's about 17. So everyone needs to rest their shit. My point being is that when you think about this whole fucking thing, the Air Force is responsible for this. Not completely, but they hold some culpability to this.
I mean, the man pretty much took out a whole church congregation.
And a family. There were 7 people in one family.
The pastor who wasn't there that day said, "We have no more church.
Yeah,
everyone is either dead or in critical or wounded." I mean, and he lost his daughter. I mean, this because somebody, and again, it's not no one held a gun to this jackass to go do this, but it started out with opportunity, and if somebody didn't cut corners, if the Air Force and the Air Force leadership, and I don't just mean the people at the very top, but I'm talking the people from his first line to wherever the fuck this went to decide, hey, this is, from the judge to everything and whoever's supposed to be like backtracking and double checking and making sure the paperwork was good. It's that whole leadership change needs to be held accountable, because if they would have done their job correctly and to the standard, which means just doing their fucking job, this man may never have had the opportunity to get all these weapons and to take down, I think the count's 26. Yes. I don't think any of the guys on any of the folks on who are in critical have passed.
No.
And I'm going to keep praying that they stay in critical and get better and not the other way. But 26 people died, partly in due because the Air Force leadership chain from whatever that level failed in their mission. And that is something, and I'll put this out for all the other Army, Navy, Coast Guard, Marines. Let this be a lesson to you, because you decide to cut corners on something, especially something as mundane as domestic violence. We send court-martial, he's done, he's out of our hands. Oh, don't worry about that. Bullshit. You do everything to standard. That's what we do as soldiers, NCOs, and officers from all fucking branches, because you don't know you not doing your job the right way and to standard and cutting fucking corners could cause the next one of these.
Yep.
And I hope this is a fucking lesson. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to get... I have my knife hand out and everything. I'm literally knife-handing the wall. I really am.
There's nothing wrong with that, brother.
But it infuriates me because, I never claimed to be the perfect NCO. And I fuck up and I try my best, and now that I'm in the new component that I'm in, I try my best and I still fuck up. But this is why we strive to not fuck up, because then people decide to... I don't think this was a clerical error. I don't think this is like somebody pushed us along and no one... I think somebody just went, don't worry about it.
He'll be all right.
It's not a big deal. Just move on. Just move it on.
Yeah, fucking
I guarantee that's what it was.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Fucking negligence. And you know what? I hope the Air Force finds those folks, and I hope they fucking they ring them out like they should be, because while they didn't pull the trigger, they helped get that gun in that kid's hand, because they doing their job could have prevented him from buying guns so easily, let alone just, from not back alleys and shit.
Here's the thing. Yes, it was not a Leo that took the shooter out. There was a man. It was a plumber, as a matter of fact, who saw what was happening. Saw another person from the community. He's the guy that you've been seeing with the big cowboy hat and tattoos all around his neck. That guy. They say, hey man, that's the motherfucker that just shut off the church. So he's like, get in. So they both get in and haul ass through the fucking town and catch up to the guy. Now, before that happened, the guy came out of the church. The same plumber engaged him and hit him 2 times. Because right now I'm reading the autopsy just being released.
Oh, is that what they're confirming?
Yeah,
that
confirming
it wasn't self-inflicted?
One of them was self-inflicted. But the other two,
douchebag.
Yeah, the other two were fucking. Where he was hit at the church and he was trying to escape. Shitbag called his dad to say, hey, yeah, they found me. They're gonna get me, whatever. Come to find out that law enforcement officials now believe that this guy was going to another area to fucking go do this, to continue the rampage.
Wow.
Seriously?
Whoa, WTF Nation Radio, you're on the air. What's going on, Grey Cloud?
What's up, guys?
Damn.
So, I don't know how bad the delay was, but I heard you guys talking about the everything going down. It's Air Force's fault. Am I tracking pretty much?
Not really saying they're completely at fault, but there were some mistakes made from the ground level command at the at the wing level, I guess you would say, because Air Force don't have brigades, they have wings. And squadrons and what's the other one? They have wings, squadrons, and flights is what they have. So
and then you guys talk about self-reporting and seeking help and things like that, and the slippery slope.
Yep.
For meds and things like that.
Yep.
Now, here's the issue from my standpoint and my background. This is where the whole question 21 comes up on the SF-86.
Ooh. Oh. You're talking about clearances.
Yes, I am.
Oh.
So
hang on, let me confer with my attorney. I plead the fifth. You're right. No, you're right. When it comes they ask you now, supposedly now CCF, I think it's starting this FY or something like that, or I think it was just this year, I can't remember, they are not holding that against you if you report that.
No, I haven't seen one in a hot minute. So, but as I understand it, you can still, if you are still self-referred, i.e., you are going to get help on your own.
Yeah.
You can still answer no. Now, as of the new SF-86, which is dated, I think it's dated 2012 or 2013. It's a new form. There's additional drop-down questions for question 21 as you go through them. So, Nation, as you go to fill out your SF-86 to update it, pay attention to what the questions are actually asking and don't slam through it like you normally do.
Yeah, you got to pay attention when it comes to the behavioral health stuff because they'll flag it like crazy.
They will. Now, going back to the slippery slope, like you said, soldiers seeking help or receiving help is not an automatic disqualifier to clearance eligibility.
Correct.
So, and I know from my standpoint in that career, in that field, in those fields, you really got to be careful. And it's a very big stigma that soldiers don't want to, they want to hide on that question because they've been so afraid for so long. And it finally took a lot of meshing and hashing to figure out how to make those questions correctly, to get that one question to where we want soldiers to go get help, or service members at this point,
correct,
to go get help, but yet we need to know about it. That way we can be on the lookout for any possible signs where there might be an issue.
Yeah. Now, do you think I mean, because I know you've been catching some of it. Now, do you think that there is some level of culpability on the Air Force's part I'm not talking about the Air Force itself, but we were just talking about the ground level, the wing, because the wing commander generally has convening court-martial authority, and it's an 06. So would you not think that wing commander at the time would have some level of culpability to this whole event as well by not ensuring that the Lautenberg Act was, paperwork and documents was fulfilled and all that? I mean, that right there would have been a big one.
Right. So I think it would fall on. Now, was he actually court-martialed, or was he just booted out because of?
He was court-martialed. He was
court-martialed.
He was court-martialed. So it would fall on the convening authority for that piece, because as far as I understand, and we could bring in our JAG on this, it's on them to follow that paperwork and put it in the proper channels, i.e., like it's 2-. Oh God, sorry, I didn't mean to date myself.
2 Alpha 2-1. His 201 file. His microfiche. Old fucker.
We now know it's affectionately as the ERB.
Or
RB.
Or SRB now. Soldier Record Brief.
Oh, is that what it is now?
IPS A, son. IPS A.
But yeah, it would fall. It falls on somewhere in that convening authority for that court-martial, for not reporting it. Again, I haven't read the whole story. I haven't read everything. I've just been catching updates throughout the day. But it's got to fall on somebody, and it needs to fall at that lowest level possible.
Yeah.
That first, whoever didn't check the box. And here's the thing: you can delegate authority. You can't delegate responsibility.
Of course.
And it stops whoever that was responsible for that needs to have it fall on them.
Yeah, exactly. He's probably a fucking general or something by now, because it happened back in 2012 or something like that. So,
come on, let's have a little more faith in the system.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. You would think that this, like I was telling everybody else, I had led the First Sergeant Revolution in my organization by having wife beaters fucking get their shit taken, and I want to tell you what. There were some people that hated my fucking guts. There were some soldiers that literally were saying that all I'm going to do is that was my whole objective, was to come to the organization and come grab, and shit. Well, don't beat your fucking wife.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, a little bit of trivia.
Go.
Not that they could. In theory, can a soldier, or a service member, rather, serve in the military still with a domestic violence conviction?
No. That's what the Lautenberg Act covers, to include members of the armed forces.
Okay.
That's what it says specifically.
State, though? It says they can't have a weapon, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the one MOS that you're not allowed to carry a weapon?
Medic.
Chaplain.
Chaplain's assistants. The chaplain assistant can carry a weapon. The chaplain assistant is the yeah, but you think about it. If you got busted for domestic violence, you can make that fucker a chaplain.
Hey, I'm just saying it could happen.
He's right in regulation. He's not right in right in practice.
In its spirit, yes.
Really?
Spirit.
Have you seen the state of the military?
Exactly. I'm about to say I don't know about that.
I mean, come on. Let's be real here.
So. Well, cool, man. Good insight. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. We're not cutting off Facebook Live, by the way. So if you guys want to take a chill, I'm going to throw some music on that we're allowed to play on Facebook Live. And I hope I don't get busted for it. But June Wolfsburg, blues singer, threw some music our way and said we can play it. And she sounds badass. And you guys know.
You hear that, Facebook? We can play it.
We can play it, yeah.
We can play it. Assholes.
And she sings Midwest fucking Kansas City type fucking Mississippi type. I mean, she's got a range of blues. And she's like in her 20s or something like that. So we've been speaking.
Very foxy.
Indeed. And very, very classic. You'll hear it anyways. And then we're going to have our guest, one of my bros, Patrick Brinson from freaking Warhorse Veteran. So stay tuned. And then, shots, I guess. I've never done this fucking thing with the break on. No, what do I do now?
Shots?
Yeah, no, I don't know what to do now. Hang on. I'm just playing.
Good evening, boys and girls. This is Tim Kennedy. I'm a Special Forces sniper, a Ranger qualified Green Beret, a UFC fighter. Please listen to us and the shenanigans that we're going to say. We will insult you. There will be racial slurs. We will be sexist. We will offend you. But there will be magic, and a unicorn will be raped. So enjoy the show. Thank you for listening on WTF Nation Radio.
And we're back. See, we took a break and didn't disconnect from Facebook Live, so we can keep it going. And I don't think I'm going to get kicked off, so welcome back to part 2 of, I was going to say Sergeant's Time, damn, of the Monday edition. My days are getting together, and we have our very awesome special guest, Patrick Benson from War Horses for Veteran. What's going on, brother man?
Hey, brother, how we doing, man? It's good to hear your voice.
Oh, man, I've been busy. Good hearing from you too, bud. I didn't realize about the unicorn stuff that Tim Kennedy thought, and you guys had horses, so no offense to your horses. I'm just breaking balls. Anyways, hey, give a shout out to all the guys for me, man. It was Corey, freaking the Browns, all my bros over there.
Absolutely. I already told them I would be chatting with you today, so they all said hi.
Oh, awesome. So, you're a frequent guest, anyways. You're one of our partners. However, you have a special event going on during Veterans Day, and we got the graphic up there on Facebook Live as well. You guys are having a 5K.
Yes, we are on the 12th. We're going to be, raising awareness of what we're doing, and then on top of it, hopefully raise enough funds, we'll be able to bring some veterans through, and then give back to the veteran community. And I think you guys maybe, if we do real well, you might benefit there as well. So we're hoping to get back to you all if we can.
You gonna that Tommy Lauren chick? Is that what you're talking about? Oh no! No.
yeah. That's gonna be the feedback. If everyone really chips in and really commits to this and supports us, I will personally sacrifice her for that.
I'm just messing with you, man. Well, we appreciate
I'm sure she'll love that.
So tell us when this 5K, because this is like the third annual or something like that. Is it the third?
Yeah, it's the third annual, and then you can, it's a walk run, or we have a lot of it. Like people around the country can do virtual runs. So if you go to the website, warhorseveterans.org, and you click on 5K, you can participate and, donate or whatever the case may be. And if you do a virtual run, we'll actually send you I think the new shirts are awesome. They look great. And for the run, we'll send you a shirt, you get a medal, and you get everything, and we mail it to you. So it's as if you were here. You can do it or you don't. I've had some people do it on horseback. I've had other people, ride their bike and then just say, hey, I did it. I'm like, yeah, it's good, man. Don't worry about it.
Wait a minute. You can do this virtually?
Yeah, you can do it. Anybody in the country can do this.
No.
So, yep.
How does that
Anybody.
work? Do I got to show you like my PT card or some shit when I do it? Or
no, you don't have to do anything. I mean, you could be such an achiever that you could just take a picture of you taking off your shoes that you never really use, and you're still on the couch.
That sounds like the only way I should be able to do a 5K now.
What?
But you know what? It's the thought. It's in your mind that you did it, but you support it, and you actually contributed to enhancing some veterans' lives somewhere, somehow.
Exactly.
You actually pulled it off, and you did it here with us because, like, we just had a group in. They just left Saturday. And I've got some other stuff coming up I'll let you know about too, but I can't tell you all of it.
Too easy.
But it will feed into what we're doing, and you guys are going to completely shit yourself when I tell you. But it's pretty awesome.
Well, I'm going to tell you something right now, Flash. Patrick will attest that I violated my profile plenty of times when I was there. And so I had profiles that you're not even supposed to be on horses, or you're not supposed to do stuff profile. And I was out there being one with the animals, and I loved it. I had a blast.
You only get those when you're ancient, so I mean, it makes sense.
Oh,
it was fun, man. That was a good time, man. I really enjoyed having you guys out. That was awesome.
I need to come out again. I just need to come out again.
Yep.
I need to come out and do some fun again. And this time, just not really talk about work, just because it was kind of like a working discussion, hangout. This is the stuff. I mean, I just want to like. This is like I want to go there and fuck off.
Well, guess what? This is what we're gonna start doing now. We're across the street. Andy owns all this property with all the woods. We're gonna cut out a big area there in the woods and build a campsite kind of massive fire pit. One of the guys who moved here, he's a welder. He's gonna weld a special grill deal. We can with a chain hoist, so we can lower grade over the fire and open cook
man.
like that.
Awesome.
Then I'm going to get a hand crank forge, and we're going to be out there, and we got anvils that are going to be donated to us, and we're going to actually forge and make our own tools for
Dude.
working on the horses, and then possibly make our own knives.
I was
if we
about
want
to say.
while we're out there.
Well, I mean, being that I am old, I know the skills. I mean, Andy's old too, so we know how to anvil some shit. We know how to blacksmith. I mean, we got it.
Yeah.
I mean, you started with stone tools anyway, so I mean, it's only
Yeah,
a
that's what
step
I'm
up.
saying. Yeah. Well, no, actually, I was born around the Metal Age and the Bronze Age, so I'm pretty handy with my hands.
You're up there.
Oh, come on. You fucker.
Yeah. We're not. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. No, but the thing is that your program enables veterans to decompress. And one thing that I do, I thought of all my angriness. I didn't want to sit there and say I was a skeptic. I was just going to say I'm going to go out and have, red legs. Like, come out here with an open mind, blah, blah, blah. And because I'm always angry. I'm like the Hulk. That's my secret. I'm always angry. So it was one of those things to where that program. It's hard to explain, WTF Nation, when you undergo a visit with them. I can't explain it.
It's really hard to explain.
And what was really funny, without revealing too much of my Persec, Patrick.
Yep.
Come to find out that we all chewed the same dirt. We were all deployed together. We were all, and this is some of the conversations that we had that you guys aren't aware of. Me, Patrick, Corey. I think Eric was at the time. No, I think it was just me.
No, it was just you and I and Corey at that time with that deal.
Yeah, we were out in the same area, served with us, and had come across us, but we looked at each other like, "Oh, those fuckers," type shit. That's how close we served together in Iraq, and all the stories. It was funny because where you would start a story, I would continue the story, and then Corey would finish it. It was like we were no shit. It was like really, it was just like fucking, like Brian said, hey, have an open mind. And who would have thought, dude? To me, it's just like it's fate. You know what I mean? It's that brotherhood like you were talking about. You don't realize how small the Army is until you. I mean, I was in the middle of fucking Kansas, dude. I did not expect to have anybody from my deployment in Iraq.
No,
and
we were the guys, and then that one we took out that enemy section that was harassing your people.
Yes,
and that was just it's a crazy small world.
It was funny. It was funny because we were able to talk about it from each other's point of view from being on the battlefield, and that was classic. That was, to me, that's what I felt. Yeah, and so then you guys threw me out on the fucking horse, and I violated my profile like a motherfucker.
In the sun.
In the sun, yes. When you go to War Horses for Veterans, ensure that you have a long sleeve shirt and a ball cap.
Especially in the summertime.
I did not.
No, it was awesome, man. Yeah. It's evolving, man. There's a lot that's happened just from then. And we've had, I don't know if you guys know, I mean, from that point, we've had probably almost 6 now veterans move to Kansas City and get new careers, new jobs. And we just had a guy that just came through that's in the process of hooking up with some opportunities and looking to move from Texas up here with his, with all his kids and his wife, and they're serious about it.
Well, one of the things that people don't realize is I don't know if it's on purpose, but you just introduce them to the local veteran community there, and they go off. I don't know. It was kind of cool. Everyone was like, "Oh man, it sucks. The ice you're still in. You got to go back to where you're stationed at." And then I'd go there in a heartbeat. If a matter of fact, you guys are one of my retirement choices already. So
sweet.
I mean, not you specifically, but because I'm sure Andy wouldn't mind having me freaking,
Oh, it'd be awesome, man. I think you're a shoo-in, man. We've already talked. Andy and all of us had a talk. We're like, if he ever wanted to come back here, we would say I would have no problem with that.
Oh man, dude, feels. Oh, stop it! I'm getting. No, the program. Now the program started off. Starting this run, what was the reason for it? Was it just hey, let's do this fucking memorial this Veterans Day run, and then whose idea was it to start it off to kick that?
It was mine to show it. It was my idea was to showcase other organizations locally, to give them a platform that maybe they're not using correctly. that maybe we found some groups that we liked working with, and we could just kind of partner up. And if we can make sure we benefit some veterans and get the word out and have fun at the same time, I'm all about it. But the problem with it was finding local organizations that, you know, I felt they're hard to find. It's to the standard of what, you know, what we believe in. And we picked a few in the beginning. They were nice, you know, good people and everything, but it just got hard. And so some of the veterans actually here locally are like, you guys need to be doing this for you, because with all the stuff we do. And I said, all right, I'll do that actually. And we started this year, but I pick other organizations, and you know, I talked to Red Lake, you know, anybody who, you know, impacts each other, and we support each other, we back each other up, is who gets benefit from it. And unfortunately with some other groups, it was just one way, and that's not how it's supposed to work.
No, it's supposed to be. Yeah.
It was, you know, it's not there to be making a big, you know, you're not doing it to make a fortune, by all means. But if you can give a platform from other groups, other organizations, and let, you know, just another way to get the word out, that was really the basis of it, you know. And you know, there was not, you know, it wasn't a one-sided option on that. And so it was very much about giving and supporting others.
It was very fitting that you guys also started it off at the World War I Museum,
which is rad. Yeah.
And that right there, it's the start and finish line. If you guys go ahead and check out warhorsesforveterans.com, or also check out their Facebook page, and they got a bunch of stuff where you can enter in. It is a 5K walk run event. Now, has it starting to gain some traction? I'm kind of hearing through the rumor mill that people now, because that's one thing we had our talks, is that there is not enough. Don't take this to no pun intended. There's not enough horsepower behind some of these freaking veteran groups. And I'm not talking about horsepower as far as there's only like one or two guys that are doing. There's no big. I didn't see when I was there a really big organization aside from you, maybe the VFW, maybe the American Legion, but nothing outside of them that were, like you were saying, there was nothing committal to it. There was nothing. It was nothing like nothing but an awareness thing.
It'd be like they make this awareness. Yeah, like you're saying, that's a key thing. They do this awareness thing, which is fine. But it's like, I'm like, okay, that's great, but what are you doing afterwards?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, where are you going? And I'm like, that's what I mean, you can do all kinds of causes or whatever, but what are you doing with it, and what are you doing afterwards, and what's the plan of attack? And I can never get a straight answer from anybody on a lot of that stuff. So no, you're absolutely right. We've, you know, I go to a lot of different things, and I'm, you know, it's, the veteran community is a pain in the ass to navigate with things, because it's not like if I start a company, I know who to go to for my business, and it's easy to target because it's really simple. It's nothing complicated.
Yeah.
Now, with the veteran stuff, holy crap. I mean, if it's not someone thinking you're going to steal their thunder or whatever the hell it is, it's something else. Or they don't communicate, they don't network, they don't support it. And I got one other organization here that what we've done, Warriors Ascent, that I like, but they do something different. But the thing is what they've offered, and we've given each other, like I've sent guys to them, and they've sent guys to me, and I can do things that they can. They can facilitate some things that, you know, at the team I don't want to tackle. So it works. That kind of works out. But other than that, yeah, you're right. There really isn't any. And so we've, as you know of Andy Brown, and you know me now and how we are, we're going to do it our way, and we're going to blow it, and we're going to knock it out of the water.
Of course.
So
that's one thing. And it's one thing too, when I was there, one thing I appreciated is there was no judgment to some of the things that I discussed, which as a senior NCO in the Army, I'm pretty sure you guys, that's probably why you guys were freaking, I had a good time. We were laughing a whole bunch of times because it was me and you and Corey having story time. and then Gary is sitting there talking about some stuff, and then it was just one of those things to where you let. Again, I'm not besmirching all the other fucking veterans groups by any means. It just seems like you said it's hard. There's some veterans that don't like working with other veterans groups or whatever because they have their own way of doing it, or it's not the way they think it should go, and then they kind of separate. Nick Parmigiano talked about that. The fact that there has been a wedge driven in the veteran community on things, and how now groups are going after each other. And I think it's just we go with who we like, who we hang out with. You know what I mean?
That's who you gravitate to.
Yeah, exactly. You gravitate to somebody that has of your like mind, then you're going to gravitate to them. It's not really a wedge or divisive. I just didn't really see, and I think it's because, and one thing that I've noticed in speaking with some other veterans from that area, I didn't realize that Kansas didn't have a lot of, I don't want to say they don't have benefits, veterans benefits or whatever. It just didn't seem like they were supportive when it came to a lot of stuff, but it didn't seem like it was, I don't know, oofed.
Not a lot of options.
Yeah, exactly that. There was not a lot of options for no resources to go to.
No,
that would just
me. And it's a lot of it's just thinking out of the box. But with like you said there, when you guys come and you have some that you click more with others, but other than that though, that weekend when whatever group it is they come in, that's their weekend.
Exactly.
And that's what I focus on. And I can have all the agenda I want, but that doesn't mean I can guide it. But it's really their weekend, and it's their chance. And if it's their first time they tried something new, or they got out of their comfort zone, they have anxiety, which is perfectly normal.
Yeah.
And you try to hear that. I mean, that's important. So then, if they can just feel that they're at peace and they can go, okay, I'm good with this. This is an awesome deal, like you were saying. Then you just break bread, and it needs to be pretty laid back, and let veterans do what veterans do. Let veterans take care of each other. We're our own best therapy, so let us do what the hell we know what to do with each other, and then we'll move on from there. But don't come in and force a lot of stuff on me. Don't put me in classes I don't need to go do massive challenges right away. I may want to do them later.
Yeah.
But we need to start. Let's just kind of get a basis on this whole thing. Let's be realistic.
Yeah,
And it's
exactly
like some of the stuff kind of cracks me up. I'm like, holy shit! I was like, I don't even want to go to that.
Well, I mean, it's kind of cool because doing the run, you could possibly. I mean, it's going to be done on Sunday, the 12th of November. So, it also. I mean, shit. That's the way I see it. That should, if that doesn't get the message across that you're there. I mean, come on, this is your third one. People need to understand that you guys are serious about this stuff. This is not a joke fest. No one's stroking each other. You have like you said, we're doing this for a fucking reason. There's no other reason than to support our veterans. And if I don't know, man, I want to say I want other groups to come out and say, all right, next year, hey, War Horses, we're gonna come out and all that. I thought going through the history of the events, it didn't happen. Is it?
No.
I'm not dispersing anybody. I'm just saying, holy shit, dudes. Does that area? I think that area needs more. They need more. I don't even think if you guys were there, anybody would be getting access to some of the resources.
What they'll do is there's groups and there's organizations. What they'll do is they'll go and they make attempts, and it's like they're checking a box, saying they went into and they were working really hard, and they went out to do an outreach. Well, like, okay, what was your exposure rate to it before there? How many veterans did you actually get to even commit to it? How did you approach it? And there's a lot of different variables there, but like there isn't a lot of options here. And we have helped and reached out, and you've met the Browns, you know me. I mean, I don't care, man. I'll work with if you're legit and you got the same morals and ethics and drive as we are. Hell yeah, I want to team up because it's a lot more effective. But the thing is we've reached out and given, and we've done things, both personally and financially, and we're not gonna do so much of that anymore. I think, when we agreed with you guys, it was a no-brainer. That was not a hard thing to figure out. So, but other groups haven't been that easy to deal with. And so I'm just like, all right, well, whenever you want to, but you know what, they're going to miss the boat because
I was about to
I'm going to reach out to you guys this week on Thursday. I'll let you guys know prior to it, but once we get off the air, I can't announce it over
okay,
media right now, but there's something big coming on Friday.
That's all right.
From us. It's just to give you a hint, it's a national thing, and I'm going to be in New York. So just to we'll just leave it at that.
That'll work. Well, yeah. Hey, I saw your message, Pat. That's right. I will remind them. Over 100 veterans have gone through the program at no cost to the veterans. Thank you, Pat.
Yes.
I didn't mean to not. I didn't even see you in the chat right there. You're sitting there flapping away. I didn't even see them there because I'm looking at other stuff. Hi, Pat. How you doing?
And WTF Nation, don't forget they have a Twitter page, they got Instagram, they got a Facebook. Go there, show them some love, like their pages, share all the stuff because they're always posting great content of soldiers. And they don't, and I can tell you, they're not blowing smoke. They don't just have they have a lot of people going through that are getting help. They're getting a chance to relax and be with these amazing animals. So if you're iffy, if you don't know if you want to sign up for it, just check out their Facebook, Warhorse for Veterans, or Twitter. They have all that up there, and you can see firsthand, what these guys are doing for the veteran community out there. And, so go on there, like them, subscribe, all that stuff. Do it now.
And I'll be honest with you. You guys were able to get, and I'm pretty intense, in case you hadn't noticed.
It was awesome, man.
You guys got somebody who I guess you would say, if I were ever to see anybody with real anger, and I mean it was deep down. I'm giving you guys a personal side. While I was there, and when I got home, was some of the best sleep that I've ever had. I was not angry. I had memories for days. I was not. Nothing was stressed out about it. Even when my flight almost got late coming back, not to your guys' fault. You guys had nothing to do with this. It was just I was, it was there, and they said the flight was delayed. Nobody's fault. No big deal. It didn't bother me. I lost my shit. I mean, it's usually one of those things to where, and that's why I'm telling WTF Nation, go on their freaking website and check it out. Not only will they, again, you can refer somebody. Damn it, it was Redleg's trick to refer me. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Patrick will attest. I'm angry.
It was a blast. And Gary, hanging out with Gary there, he was really taken by you. He was really impressed. He's like, I hope he moves here.
well, just like the big reveal and also the shit you can't say, I'll reveal some more stuff later. Right. Of my life, and of course when that happens, then you guys will know. But yeah, it was one of those things to where you jump on there and that run, if anything else, now mind you, all the stuff that I couldn't do that I wasn't supposed to do while I was at Warhorse, I can now do some stuff now. I've been healed, not healed, but I've been able to do more. So I was trying to make that run, but due to scheduling and stuff, I couldn't get to it. I was going to do it. I was going to surprise you guys and show up and say, hi guys. And then I'm here, and then have Jay ready to pick me up at the airport or something like that. But no, that would have been nice. But again, I was some scheduling stuff and all that, but you best believe, and I'm predicting some stuff here, that next year, I will be there. Wait a minute. Isn't it like 44 degrees or some shit like that over there right now?
It's a little brisk.
Dude, man. Oh,
yeah, it's great running weather. But there's another event that I'm toying with right now, and it's Kansas City hasn't done it yet, but we're gonna probably be looking at some type of CrossFit competition hosted by Warhorses possibly next year, and a big wig in the industry wants to hop on board with us. So
now I was gonna ask you that. Are you planning on your outreach going farther out? Because I know home base is in Kansas, and are you planning on going to major installations like Fort Hood or Fort Bragg or Fort Stewart, Fort Benning, any of those to kind of do sponsor events, so that way you can get more, fly you guys or have you guys come out to some of these installations and speak to some of the veterans out here?
Yeah.
Or because I know Texas, they have the sizable amount. Have you guys considered about expanding your? I would say, but doing an event like that, like going out and sponsoring it, like a 5K or something.
Yeah,
like
and the exposure stuff. I think what we're doing is for instance, we'll just use CrossFit thing for example. It's hot. It's a new thing, but there's nothing going on here in Kansas City for it. But anything to draw the attention with what's happening in the direction we're going, we're going to set time aside for us to our group, all of us, be able to pick up and go do stuff like that and reach out. Exactly. I mean, like people down in Fort Hood, and we'll start with a local basis close here, and then we'll work our way out, because as you experience it, but it was still a very effective experience for you. At the same time, it was great for us. I mean, I get a lot out of it too, but it was really good for me to, I really enjoyed bullshitting with you because I don't get to run into very many people that we all were playing in the same sandbox at the same time, same locations, and ran across a lot of the same stuff. So
same time
it was
frame.
it was a lot of fun.
It wasn't like we were deployed there and then a month later you showed up after I left. No, we were all there at the same time. That was crazy.
At a very good time to be there.
Yeah, exactly. Business was good. But no, I was asking because awesome. I was asking because there is a lot. I guess you're right. I think doing something like this there in Kansas would kind of get it up because there's more. It doesn't seem like there's not big events out there. It doesn't seem like
there's not. There's big stuff all around different parts of the country, but here showcasing it the way we want to do it, it would be. We need to push it here. And then what I plan on doing is obviously growing to where we can, facilitate some things and do it in different locations in the country. Because, literally the other day, one of the guys left Saturday, and he changed his flight because he didn't want to leave yet. He wanted to spend more time here. And then all of a sudden, now we're discussing about moving up here and moving his family here. And and that's one of them out of. There's quite a few, and so it works, and everyone, there's a lot of great programs out there, and there's a lot of different ones, but for what we're doing and how we do it, it works really, really well. And so, and we're just expanding. We're probably hopefully put the indoor arena. We're trying to fundraise and put money together for putting the indoor arena, and then we'll have a lounge built on the south side of that building, which will be a nice large lounge with a kitchen and bathroom and a sitting area and office and all that stuff, and that will be for all of us. So when you guys, hopefully that'll be put back up. I'll be put up and put together. Home Depot already said they would jump in on that. We've got some local sponsors that can jump on it, and then we'll make a badass lounge in a porch area that looks over that pasture right behind the pool there. It'll look out over there, and where we were in the round pen is where we're putting that thing, and it'll be our place, and it'll be freaking awesome.
Yeah, I want to assist in getting more Kansas City veterans deserve it. Kansas veterans deserve it because it is not. I'm not cracking on anybody else again. You know me, but anything stated on WTF Nation Radio is the express. Hang on, do I need to do the disclaimer? Hang on, real quick.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio
or U.S. Army WTF. Almost got it. Okay. Anyways, I just wanted to make sure that the awareness out there needs to happen. Kansas needs to step it up on that. And being blunt, Kansas needs to step it up. They want to talk about supporting the veterans. They want to talk about there's different teams that say they are and all that. Then step it up. There need to be more organized. It should not be just you guys doing it. You know what I mean? It's one of those frustrations that I'm kind of. Come on, dudes. Really? You got War Horse veterans doing all this other stuff. Now I'm sure there's other ones out there, but I mean. No one's almost. Does it seem like lip service to me? I don't know. You're not supposed to say that as a. You're not supposed to be talking about other groups, but I'm just saying it just seems like to me it's lip service.
Well, that's my problem. It's been as like their heart's in the right place and what they want to do is in the right place, and it's not against that part of it, but it's like, and you've met me and you met the Brown stuff. Like if it comes out of our mouth, we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
That's
what I'm saying.
That's just the bottom line.
Again, Kansas. I'm not cracking on Kansas. Kansas, I love that state. That was the only place I was at, anyways. But I can't really say. Well,
yeah, Missouri.
Yeah, in Missouri, yeah. But that is they need to. And I've spoken to other veterans from Kansas, and I've asked, hey, what do they have for this? Do they have this? No. What do they have this? No. What do they have? No. Do they have this? No. Do they have that? No. Do they have even shitty states that I hate? Have more assistance and resources for veterans than Kansas, who is supposed to be more, you know what I mean? You would think the Midwest or something like that, something from the Midwest would be more, the heart of America would be more supportive to the veterans. To come to find out doing research, man, there ain't jack shit.
No, there isn't. It's real limited, and the ones that are not very effective. So, like, if we get more local veterans, which would be amazing, that would be great because each one of them is going to have their own angle, their own issue of what's not being served or what is lack of, and then that just feeds us. That allows us to say, hey, all right, cool. Then why don't we fix that? And you're a part of it now, and you're a part of this whole group and helping us make this better, and we're going to do it our way. And,
yeah, exactly.
And it's been going pretty well in that direction with some of the local vets, and I just want to get more because as well as I do, it's one many brains is better than one, and your best idea could come from the lowest ranking.
Of course,
just because of that rank doesn't mean shit.
Exactly.
That person may see something that you and people with MBAs and their 2-star generals didn't see.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
right.
I think it's important that as many we can pull in on what they're lacking and how we can facilitate that. And a lot of it too is private sector. All we have to do is go ask. I mean, what's the worst we're going to say? No. And then I always love saying is like, well, do you really want to be the dickhead that says no to helping a veteran? I said, that's just shitty,
Exactly.
And then they're like, oh God, yeah.
We're not trying to guilt you, but do you really want to say no to veterans? I mean, come on. One of the things that I was telling some of the members of the staff that became one of my new baseball teams was the Kansas City Royals for what they did for the guys that were deployed. And I was, wow, through all the drama that's happening with sports right now, with all this NFL bullshit, it was awesome to see that, and they announced it like, hey, we're gonna surprise, we're gonna air this and air a show and dedicate this to the soldiers deployed, dude. Why does it take a baseball team to do it? Why did it take a baseball team to do that? I'm now a Kansas City Royals fan, but number 4 after the Dodgers, but in the Rangers. But
I think with all the crap everyone's dealt with, and now the stuff that's fed to us all the time and everything, I think if you just get down to the ground and just figure out where the priorities are, and I think and those teams have a big platform. And I think if you can utilize those platforms for, some good, whatever the case may be, I think what the Royals did was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fantastic. And they've done it too for us. We went and had a negotiated deal the first year we were operating, helped the local special operations guy with a Snowball Express deal with Gold Star kids, basically.
Mm-hmm.
They lost their parents in the war. And so Andy and I went to the Royals, and we talked to them, and Andy really did his deal, I did my deal, and we were able to get like I think it was like 90 some odd tickets they donated.
Oh, wow.
And a private seating viewing during the batting practice where they blocked off a section of the seats for all the kids, and all the players came up and spent so much time with them. Like their handlers were trying to tell them to go, and they're like, no, we're going to stay with the kids, and they spent all this time with them. And then the next thing you know, we're down in the basement. And then next thing you know, we're walking through a tunnel, and we're on the field, and this place is insane. It was on 4th of July, and we're standing there behind home plate, and this guy Fred's getting ready to throw the pitch, and they're talking about what this is all means about what these kids and what they went through, and their mother and fathers went through to give the ultimate sacrifice, and that whole stadium went completely apeshit.
Yeah.
And it was coolest feeling I've ever. I mean, it was so awesome to see those kids beyond. All those kids were out there on the field behind the pitcher mound, and they were all the energy was focused on them, and it just was an amazing feat in what they did, and how far they went out of their way to support them.
Yeah, that right there is that. See, those are the stories. Those are the stories that it's supposed to be. Again, it should not take. And I don't know. What is the veteran count in Kansas? I mean, what is how many veterans? How many guys that are out there? I mean, I don't know.
I have to look it up.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's per capita. You would think. I mean,
it's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, Texas is one of the largest ones.
It is.
That's a good question. I can't remember. Earlier this year that was put out, and I'm glad you actually brought that up. It's a good idea. That's a good thing to look at right now.
Oh well, hang on. Let me activate the Googleizer.
That's what I'm doing.
And currently, the veteran population in Kansas is 211,000.
Yep.
211,000. 7% of that is female. Unemployment rate for veterans is 6%. and the number of homeless veterans 393. Wow.
Yeah, because I knew it was around 200, so I was pretty much spot on.
Yeah, that was. So that's 211,000. That's not really a lot. I mean, that's not really. I mean, what's everybody would to have? I mean, if you think about it, if everyone wanted to pull together
per location, yeah,
per location, I would see. I would actually see all of the Kansas veterans being taken care of, and not have to worry about unemployment or homelessness. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but the thing is, though, is it's like anything with there's these benefits out there, and if they're not educated on the benefits and understand, or it's like, oh, someone else needs it more than I. No, do you realize how much money is there? That means they could help the other people that you're saying that needed more than you, like tenfold, and you on top of it.
Yeah.
There's that. That's how much money is available. So when I hear that, and now that I've been educated on a lot of it, I'm like, okay, that's ridiculous to say, but it's a guilt thing. And on top of it, if they made it difficult to utilize some of these things. So like the VFW is much more you can navigate that a lot easier than you can, the VA. Well, the what was it, $3 billion or something like that said that they have sitting waiting for veterans to use by the VFW.
And they have
by the foundation. I was listening to the guy who runs the foundation, and he said there's over billions of dollars waiting to be used by the veteran population, and that's what they have available for them within resources within the VFW. Holy shit!
Yeah, I was about to. Yeah, and not to mention the fact that of those that uses the VA, of those guys, actually only 30% of them use the VA healthcare system.
Exactly.
And I'm like, dude, all these fucking veterans that are sitting out there, you all need to be going up. You know what I mean? When it's almost like a supply and demand thing. If you are getting assisted and you are going to these facilities, then they're going to see that they need it. I've heard. I don't know what the VA facilities are like in Kansas, but it just seemed like, and I'm not doing this because you're one of our partners. It just seemed like you guys are the only ones that are fucking doing it. You know what I mean? That's what it seems like. I mean, I know there's smaller groups, but of the bigger groups that I've heard of, I've not heard of them doing anything in Kansas. I've heard of other veterans groups.
A couple of guys that came through, we helped them get their 100% and navigating. Gary was a big part of that. And, Gary Llewellyn's had to understand how to navigate that whole system. And so what we have found, and Gary had pushed it too, is, the success rate of getting your benefits using like going to the VFW, find a good service officer, and then have them manage and run everything. Let them take over and help you with your claims and whatever the case may be. The success rate's like 98% It's insanely high. It's almost a perfect percentage. But if you don't utilize them,
correct,
it's like in the 40% or 30% of success.
Yeah.
Because you're going the traditional route. And so if you learn to utilize those services like that, which I told the guy, this guy was Richard Potter, I think it was, the foundation guy who runs it. I came up to him when he talked about how much money was available. I said, if you guys advertise the VFW just like you did the speech, I said, when I think of VFW, I think of old nasty coffee and stale cigarettes and beer,
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what I think of VFW. I don't think of VFW as this powerhouse going out and just kicking ass, and all these options that they have to offer. And so they're changing the face of that. And a buddy of ours, actually, Amy and them had actually met him, Kevin Jameson.
Yes.
He's working. He's with them now. And so he's up there, and he's making some waves, and he's helping changing and helping, with assisting them with getting our generation involved, because it's time to turn over a new leaf and change the image and what they're trying to represent. So we've got this whole new era of VFW representatives, and so it's been pretty interesting, and they're really working hard at it. So if I was when I tell a lot of the veterans, I said, they're having a hard time with the VA. The VA is slammed. They've got so much backlog that they're trying to clean up and all this stuff, and they're trying to do what they can. And we have a good VA here. We have a really good one, but even that, we immediately say, hey, we have a great contact here at the VFW. We're like, hey, go to them right away. And you know what? Like they have a great experience every time. They're like, oh, this is awesome. And they turn them loose, and they've been able to be very successful in claims and whatever the case may be.
Yeah, exactly that. Well, now everyone's, I mean, I want everybody to understand that I'm not saying this specifically just because they're our partners. It's because it's proof is in the pudding. When I've talked to Wounded Warrior Project, when I've talked to other groups around there, they're like, yeah, okay, whatever, maybe, I don't know, blah, 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 blah. You guys have opened your hands out. And the majority of the veterans assistance groups are not in Kansas. They're in Missouri. They're not in, they're in Kansas City, Missouri. Now I'm talking about the state of Kansas specifically. So a lot of veterans have issues because they're crossing states, and they have to go through another state to go where they're actually living to deal with some of the shit, and it causes even more backlog because it's like you're out from another state, or is this even your hospital? Or why didn't you check into another? You know what I mean? It's almost like, well, you're not from Missouri, you're from Kansas. That's what I mean. I'm not saying.
Oh yeah, it's horrible. And you got to go through the whole process of like, oh my god, that's a whole nother radio talk show for that, man. There's so much to that, and we just went through an ordeal with the VA. The VA wants to get on board with us. All right, so we brought out some of the people who are the shakers and movers that really do impact the vets, and they were blown away with what we're doing and how we do it. And so they're like, we want to partner up. So their bosses wanted all this certification. They wanted all this stuff. And they said, well, you have to do this. I said, I don't have to do shit. And I said, I don't need, like, I told the VA rep, these are their bosses. And I said, it'd be great if we can work together and we could figure out a way to make this feasible for the vets and utilize your resources so we can maximize our effectiveness with these veterans. But do you realize I don't need you? I can solve a lot of these issues that get these vets. At the end of the day, I can still service them, and we can still do what we do. But I'd like to you as to team up, and we can look. And there's so much bureaucracy.
There is.
I laughed the whole, like, I wanted to just laugh even like the whole damn time. But I started laughing in this meeting. I was like, well, when you guys get figured out, holler at me. It was interesting.
Well,
I'll tell you.
Well, I mean, I know it's one thing about Doc was saying that is it's all about trusting some people with their claims too. He said in the Facebook Live that that there's there are vets that have to get their stuff backdated, and they have to be, there's a lot of shit, a lot of paperwork stuff that if one that if one VA center and you're not from that state, it's hard, and it's tempting for veterans in Kansas to cross border to get some of the facilities and use it there. I can go off KCMO like crazy on the listing of supports of the guy over there, but I'm talking about Kansas specifically.
Kansas isn't. It's a night and day. Between the two states.
It is, and not to mention the fact that, and Doc in the Facebook live chat again says that usually states with military bases such as Fort Riley, they get better state benefits to attract vets to retire to stay there. You know what I mean? That they have to say it. Hey, come to Kansas. Can any of the installations there, Fort Leavenworth and Fort Raleigh, be able to say that about Kansas? Hey, come on over to Kansas. I'm not bashing Kansas. I love Kansas. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying I'm talking about the network and the resources for veterans. I would think that they would have some sort of.
I don't see that. I mean, that all comes down to metropolitan and what your population and opportunities are. Because I mean, you could say that, but what if Missouri is kicking ass over there and then the better opportunities are there? It doesn't matter. It's it's going to be where the demographics are. If you're going to have to claim, we got guys, when they move and they transfer their stuff, like Gary and some of the others they did from Michigan down here. You know how hard it was for them. They found out, and they found this out through the VFW. They just made a phone call, and it took maybe 20 minutes, and all their stuff was transferred. Because before there was this mass, it took weeks, and there's an easier route to go, and they found it. Gary and them did, and so we share it with all the vets. And I don't have it in front of me right now, but there's a contact there with the VFW. I think it's one of the service officers there, and literally they can connect you with the right people at the VA, and it's literally a simple phone call, and it was able to transfer everything over. Gary was ready for this long ordeal, and so was Eric and some of these other guys. And no, it was fast. It was so easy. They made it so easy, which was great.
I didn't think. If you guys don't know Gary.
He is the shit.
He is the shit.
awesome.
He is badass.
He is. He really is.
and he has an uncanny methodology of knowing stuff that you didn't realize that you do. Plane ride back from the or a drive back from the airport to your compound. I shouldn't call it compound, to the ranch or farm. That we were able to talk as if, and it was the irony is that me and Gary were in the same units, his in Vietnam, and me future, obviously in the 90s.
Right.
I wasn't with him in Vietnam, even though people accuse me of that. But he was dropping names he has a Rolodex and a wealth of knowledge that I couldn't believe that he was sharp as a tack. So, did he at all, does he express any frustration to you on dealing with some of the stuff as far as, dude, really? Or I mean, do you guys have talks like that? I mean, I don't know if you're comfortable answering that question, but does he get the ass sometimes? I mean, does he like, dude, are you fucking for real? These guys are really, you know what I mean? Does he?
He's down to earth, man.
Yeah, how about to say, he doesn't sound like he doesn't.
Yeah. The VA stuff, though, like the stuff in the past that he went through, gets him pretty heated because it was just like it's like you have to bring up everything that was bad and negative, and that the deals that you went through
to get
these qualifications and get this percentage, and they just do it over and over and over and over again. And what he did one time was he just told him, and that was just outright cruel, and he caught a hold of his congressman and just started just drilling them, and the next thing you know, they changed their tone with him pretty quick. But when you meet him, you just immediately have this respect for him,
of course,
and he's got to carry how he carries himself, and him and I work really well together. We really click really, really well. We complement each other in a lot of different ways, but he's been an amazing voice for me, like way for me to soundboard off of, because I'm with you too, I like to run pretty fast a lot. So my mind and I have to get my thoughts out, otherwise I'll start driving myself nuts. And and he's been amazing because he's been really great with that, and he's been amazing with a lot of the veterans. He's impacted a ton of them. I mean, there's some guys that went through some bad stuff in the hospitals recovering from combat. And, Gary was able to, share his story, which then opened them up that they've never shared any of that stuff. And next thing you know, they've had a lot of stuff holding in, and they completely changed their outlook, changed the way they even looked and presented themselves. And it's just like, almost like the thing is like, oh, you went through the same thing. I haven't talked to anybody that went through the same thing, they could relate to it.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Gary could, because of his incident, and from Vietnam. Because he was shot by a 51 cal flying at that freaking scout bird, and then they had to get it back to the AO, and he had taken off part of his right side and his elbow and all that, and the guy next to him only had, I think, was it like 15 minutes of stick time?
Yeah.
And they had to get it back to the AO, and it was pretty intense. So
no, I'm saying that dude, that personifies badassness.
That's one way of putting it.
Yeah.
And he stayed calm.
Yeah.
He stayed so calm. And I talked to his door gunner, and they said, oh yeah, he was calm as can be. And he just says, Lloyd, that was his door gunner, there's plenty of highway. And then he's talking about the sky.
Yeah.
And Lloyd's like, we're gonna die. We're all over this highway.
Exactly. So we got Patrick Benson, Warhorse Veterans. Make sure you go on. You actually have, I'm going to read off a bunch of places where you can sign up for their 5K that's coming up. And if you want to do it virtually, you go ahead and sign up for it, and they'll get you a medal and a t-shirt. And then, you don't even have to show them a profile. You can just say you did it, and then show pics or something like that.
And you'll be supporting your own too.
Yeah, exactly.
You support, definitely supporting WTF. You're supporting your own as well, because there's, you've got, few of the WTF have come through, and we got some that have actually applied and they've got it from the radio station. So you very well could be actually literally supporting them, getting them through, and giving them an opportunity.
Bingo. So first off, go to warhorseveterans.com, and you'll be able to check out on their page. You'll be able to go on the run sign up little link there for the 5K. which again, it's going to be on Sunday, the 12th of November. And then you can go ahead and go to Run Sign Up. You can go to their Facebook page. You can go to, God, there's so many, kcraceday.org. You can go, I mean, there's so many other, just look it up. If you look up for War Horses for Veterans 5K, you'll have so many sports sites and running sites to include warhorsesforveterans.com and their Facebook sites. You'll no excuse. How much you guys charging for this anyways? What's it cost?
Oh, a few grand, somewhat.
No, not you. It's gonna cost me a couple grand to run this shit. No, wait, hang on. How much? What is the registration fee? I should have said that.
Oh, okay. I was
my dumbass.
I mean, everyone really like, well, I'm out. That's,
I was about to say, I ain't running it now. God, dude.
This is 5K gala.
Yeah, exactly. This is the. I got the answer since you. I didn't mean to jump you up like that. It's $34 and a $3 sign-up fee.
It's 30. It should be right now.
Yeah. And then for the virtual, it's $40. Yeah, it's $43. So.
Yeah, but it's worth it, man. It's there's a lot of it's a saturated thing. 5Ks are everywhere, but you know all the proceeds go to supporting our own, and that's even WTF. So it's all of us. So, support, the radio station you follow and you listen to, and they're amazing group of people. I'll tell you that. And, you guys have done amazing. It's been an honor, and I love spending time with you guys, and I look forward to getting you guys back out, and all you come back through next year. There's going to be new stuff, and the coolest part is you've got to experience this in the beginning, and we're just scraping the surface right now.
Yeah, no, I can't wait. You're right there, Doc. That's a good point. Ironic that one of the first brigades in Iraq was the Warhorse Brigade. Yeah, no shit. So
shit.
I was busy doing other stuff. So you want to hang out here? You gonna hang out with us or not, or you gotta go?
I can for a little bit, if you're gonna take a break, I can tell you some stuff offline there.
Well, the way my shit works, I can't do it.
Okay.
I have different stuff and newer stuff that Red Lake kind of chastised me for getting newer stuff when I should have gotten the stuff that everybody else is using. I'd love to stay on, but unfortunately I gotta get some stuff to some producers because that's. And you'll understand why once I tell you, once you get the word for it, and you'll understand. Send me an email quick at ice at WTFNationRadio.com. Send me an email there.
I will.
And then I'll be able to hit to see what's up and ooh and ah and all that. I'm excited. I'm excited. So
no, man, it's really it's good to hear from you, man.
You too, brother. Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm gonna take you up on that. I'm gonna go back out there again. I'll link up with you later.
Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely, man.
All right, brother, man. Well,
you take care, brother.
Yep. Thanks for coming on.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right, bud. Take it easy.
All right, you too.
Patrick Benson, Warhorse Veterans. Woo woo. All right, we're going to take a quick break. It is the top of the hour and uninterrupted, of course, because I wanted to make sure that the feed is marinating off of Fox News and the United States Air Force and Air Force Times. Yeah. Eat that popcorn. I want you guys to feel it. Hell. Anywho, again, we're gonna take a break right quick. Shots.
This got really dirty really fast. I just got creepy goosebumps. Old man, oh my god, it's touching me.
I was talking about popcorn, dude.
Yeah, I'm sure you were, you crazy bastard.
All right, shots, and then we'll be back in a sec.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
The bitches, they love visuals.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Hi, Lieutenant. How are you doing?
Aw, did you find your LANAV point, Lieutenant? Good job, Lieutenant. You get a
Expert Action Badge.
Put on your uniform right?
Expert Action Badge.
Show up to work on time.
Expert Action Badge.
Qualify on your weapon.
Expert Action Badge. Badge of Action.
Find your guidon.
Expert Action Badge.
That's right. Just doing your noble warrior task and drills, you get a
Expert Action Badge.
Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
Please enjoy the show. Shots.
Shit in a bag, Pogue. Badge of Action.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Action Badge.
Good evening, boys and girls. This is Tim Kennedy. I'm a Special Forces sniper, a Ranger qualified Green Beret, a UFC fighter. Please listen to us and the shenanigans that we're going to say. We will insult you. There will be racial slurs. We will be sexist. We will offend you. But there will be magic, and a unicorn will be raped. So enjoy the show. Thank you for listening on WTF Nation Radio.
And we're back for part 3 of the longest continuous show I've ever done.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun. I don't think I've ever done a show continuous like this before. I don't know. When I first started out, I had a continuous show, but it kept fucking up and it was breaking, so that was no choice to. And then I was taught the ways of Facebook Live, and it worked out either and dicking around with it. So there we go. Just trying some new things. And then I actually don't mind doing it this. I don't have to worry about stressing out and doing some shit. I did forget to tag some other people that I wanted to tag on there, but yeah, it's okay. But anywho, yes. So today, next subject we're gonna talk about is Antifa. What happened to them, right? I mean,
bastards.
Look,
got our hopes up.
I had my hopes so fucking high on this. And
all I wanted was a little hunting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you think about it, though, really the reason why they didn't show up was because the iPhone 10, the premier symbol of fascism, because or what is it? Well, they say it's fascism, right? It's kind of funny that everybody who talks about the Antifa, anti-fascism, and we hate capitalism, we hate globalization, we hate all this other shit, while they're tweeting this from an iPhone, when the iPhone's made in China, when iPhone is. You know what I mean? It's kind of like
interesting.
Some kind of hypocrisy there.
Yeah, just a smidgen.
It's not hypocrisy if they're the ones saying that they're oppressed, and it's just using the system.
Well, I mean, I kind of don't understand why, if anything else, you have a group. I appreciate. This is the group that I don't want fighting for me. You know what I mean? This is the group that I don't care about, because the way you're doing it, holy fidget spinners, Batman. You I don't get it. I really don't. I don't understand how is it that these group of individuals who have a anti-fascist symbol flag that kind of looks like the same one. Anyways, you can't. But talk about being fascist. I don't know. Going back and forth about this. All I wanted to know is that I didn't. There was no hippies that were freaking rolling around. There was nothing overturned. There was a couple of protests going on that day, I think.
Somebody kicked your trash can. That was about the extent of their riots.
Yeah, exactly. Again, I don't think that the one of those things are freaking.
I don't know. Do you think they're just done protesting? Like it's
thanks, Doc.
No longer the fad.
Yeah.
It's no longer cool.
Well, I don't know. Snapchatting's kind of going out the fucking wayside. People are doing stupid filters on their faces, making their butts bigger for no reason, using silicone implants, and everyone's trying to emulate a chick that doesn't want to be herself.
Antifa's only good when they have somebody to fight against. Antifa's not good at actually protesting.
No, they
what
suck.
they do is they find alt-rights or Trump or anybody, pretty much, let's just call it across the board, anyone who does not agree with them or / they don't agree with the other team. What they do is they go and disrupt. They're not about protesters, because some of them they'll act like they're protesting. They're there to start fights. These are a bunch of high school and college kids that never got into any fights or anything, and now are feeling really froggy, cover their faces, and think that they can go out and and just like in the chaos, go punch some people and then get out of there and there was no one. They knew they were going to be by themselves, and they don't. That's not their game. They are best when there's another team out there that they can cause and point fingers, going, they're the ones starting it all, and punch people in the face and claim victim. But then, yeah, they don't do well by themselves. They were hoping for something more, but I don't know what they were expecting, like a whole veteran group going out there going, hey, we're here to fight, or what are we doing? So they canned in a couple of protests, but I mean, it was very minor shit. I mean, it was barely a blip. There was more veterans getting pissed off that Antifa wasn't doing anything on Saturday than actually news about Antifa doing anything.
I know.
Well, I've been calling them the Basement Brigade.
Yeah, exactly. They were straight up Basement Brigade, or the Fidget Fighter Squadron, whatever the fuck you want to call them. They fucking no cause whatsoever. I think you're right. I think it's kind of fading out. I really don't think that they're. I mean, they're not really worth a shit anyways. But
well, I hope it is. I mean, good.
They're not. They're talking about. What makes me mad is that these people are these individuals are talking about. They are literally talking about the overthrow of our country and our government. And when you say something against them, they literally are the ones that are flinging fucking racial epithets and calling you. And okay, hey, look, we talked about this fucking shit before, where there's other groups that are speaking for other groups, but they're not that group. You shouldn't be speaking for that group. I'm not speaking for women.
White people claiming what's racist?
Yeah. That. Well, I was gonna say women, guys, or whatever. Pick a group. I don't know what it's like to be a woman. I'm not equipped, nor do I have the the cavern that some women have to to understand the mechanics of what it's like to be a woman. I don't know what women think because I'm not a woman. I don't know how they feel about certain shit because I'm not a woman. So they have their own. They're not even human. They're women. You know what I mean? So I can't speak of women because they're women. I mean, everyone has that. That's an old joke. The women aren't human. They're women because you just don't freaking. I as a man could not even speak for a woman. I couldn't speak for a woman. You know what it's like to have these tits? No, because I'm not a guy. I'm not a woman. I'm a guy.
See, and as myself, as a woman, I cannot speak for a man. I don't know what it's like to have a dick and a pair of balls swinging between my legs.
Wow, you were struggling on that one.
Sorry.
I can tell you it's awesome.
Yeah, I tell you, it is badass.
I have pure awesomeness between my legs that is extremely fragile and will make me throw up if kicked with enough pressure.
Exactly.
I mean, at least you ain't gotta buy like bras to keep your testicles in place.
And it's very convenient. So I mean, if you have to, I don't have to drop trowel to go to the bathroom unless I'm, taking a crap or something like that.
Yeah.
So I can't speak for a woman, just like a woman can't speak for a guy. If there are other people that are speaking for, and the reason why I say it because I can say man and woman because technically that's the only thing that's currently different groups because everyone's now mixing themselves in different groups. You have this one kid. Who's this kid's name? He's a white dude, but he cuts his hair like he's a black dude, and he is screaming, black power and all this, but he's a white dude. Didn't we have a white chick already say that she was black, but she clearly was white? Rachel
Rachel Dozer.
Yeah,
Dozer.
Yeah,
she was the NCAA's
NAACP's
chapter president in Spokane, Washington.
Yes.
Who did a couple of things. Well, it came out, and her family was like, "No, she's white. She's white with freckles. Like she's almost a ginger." And then they, during an interview, they're like, your parents say you're white, and it's just, I don't understand the question. And then it came out, she ended up getting dropped from being the Spokane
chapter president,
the NCAA chapter president. She's not
dude.
Actually.
Yeah, exactly.
She's not actually black.
You mean NAACP?
and she actually wrote a book.
Oh my god!
Oh boy!
It gets better. She wrote a book in her Rachel Dozier name, which is her or Rochelle or whatever, which is her black name because she didn't like her white name, but then changed her name again. So she's collecting the check and publishing under the Rachel Dozier, but has a new name, so people will stop fucking with her, so she can actually get a job and work.
Interesting. Kind of like how, what's her name? Elizabeth Warren claimed that she was Native American, and she's not.
I'll tell you what. I don't take a lot of stuff that President Trump says. I roll my eyes, but when he calls her Pocahontas, I really do laugh because I'm like, yeah, because she used that to get into to get scholars. I think it was like scholarships or into a certain school by claiming she was a minority, saying that she's Native American. Which she's if she's Native American, so am I.
Exactly. I'm Sitting Bull.
Holy shit.
The name of the book is called In Full Color: Finding My Place in a Black and White World by Ranger Dolezal. I don't know why she was trying to find her place in a black and white world when she is white. She is the most of blackface that you could even say is blackface. How could you sit there and say that you were... Did you ever see that movie Soul Man with C. Thomas Howell back in the day? You don't even have it anymore. It's called Soul Man. C. Thomas Howell wanted to get into Harvard University, so he took tanning pills so that way he could be black. Everyone thought that was the most classic fucking movie, and everyone thought it was hilarious. James Earl Jones was in it. Ray Don Chong was in it. Prominent black actors and actresses were in it. They were making fun of how stupid is it was actually a movie that was highlighting numbers, affirmative action numbers, instead of actually.
And that's unfortunate. It should never have been like that.
No, but I'm saying though that movie, everyone's asking, why'd you guys get involved with this? That movie actually he was talking. James Earl Jones even said, I would participate in the movie, and everyone thought, well, don't you think it was blackface? I was like, no. He's like, I'm educated myself. I want everybody to understand that not everybody can get into Harvard, and you shouldn't have to get in because of the skin of your color, the color of your skin. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter what your ethnicity is. If you have the grades and the SAT scores and the LSATs to attend whatever school you want to do or whatever, then fucking hey, congratulations, go for it. You max your SATs, it doesn't matter what your race, creed, or whatever, go for it. Badass. But when the whole highlight of the movie was making fun of Harvard, how stupid Harvard was for just immediately just assuming that met their criteria, that was their quota. And I'm not talking about 25 cents either. I'm talking about the freaking people saying how many black applicants can go into a university. So going back to the Antifa thing, they're a bunch of, if you look at Antifa, look at them, look at the people that are in charge of it. They're a bunch of fucking hippies. They're a bunch of fucking, I mean, these are the hippies. These are true fucking hippies. They don't want to do shit. All they want to do is, fucking, they're hooligans or whatever you want to call it, whatever robble name you want to call them. These are the kids that are representing other races. Was that what other races want? I mean, do we have any members of any specific delegation that we want to, I mean, we have some diverse and plethoric amount of people here of different diversities on WTF Nation Radio, U.S. Army WTF Moments. So I would like to know that, doesn't it kind of racist in itself that you're using white people to represent you? Are you letting them do it for you? I mean, you know what I mean? At least those kind of...
Well, if you look back, I mean, who was it? It was somebody well known was like, if you look, the people, the people calling out more racism or more this and that are in fact white people, and he actually talked about it's a thing that Democrats have been doing where they act white Democrats and white they use an example, white Democrats cry more and yell and scream more about things than the actual people it's affecting. That white Democrat, the white Democrats actually take more offense than the people who have been offended on, to show like we're with you and this is horrible and trying to speak for everyone else. And it's exactly what happens because you look at Antifa.
Yeah, exactly.
Their actual leadership or the people kind of like pulling the strings are not these young knuckleheaded 19, 21-year-old idiots. They're these old white people. Now, when I say old, I don't mean like you, Ice. I mean like they're in like their 30s and 40s and stuff like that.
Oh, thanks.
Old white people. Wow. You just assume my race?
I'm about to hit 29 part 2, so I'm almost there with you guys. But they're the ones they're the ones actually running the show, claiming all these things, and they're getting these knuckleheaded kids that think socialism sounds like it came on CNN saying socialism would be so much better than capitalism. Things would run so much smoother, and you just want to go up to them and go, cool, give me your money. No, give me your money. You want socialism? Give me half your money. I'm going to give it to that kid right there.
And
See,
your iPhone.
hey,
Well, you know-
give me your tuition scholarship. You earn too much. I need to go give it to that person because they didn't do any scholarships, and really give them a lesson. But that's what they're doing. It's almost like they're doing a Bill Cosby thing. Giving kids the candy. It's like, hey, come on, come on over here. It's good to go. And
I wouldn't use the Bill Cosby. I wouldn't use that analogy for Bill Cosby.
Bad analogy.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Hey, come here. I got some pills for you to put in your drink. Come on over here.
You're talking about Michael Jackson.
Double down, damn it.
Yeah,
Double down.
exactly that, Doc.
But that's what they've been doing. You have more people that aren't offended, aren't affected, but are crying louder than everyone to show them, oh, see, I'm on the side of right because I'm going to be super offended. And then they have the audacity to tell other people, you, the affected person, should be more offended by person X's comment or person Y's action. Why aren't you more offended? And you should be more offended. And that's I'm looking at people like, how the fuck do you let them get away with that shit?
Well, I mean, I have friends that are of the left side, and they're getting tired of the Antifa bullshit. I'm offended. Like, I don't want to say snowflake. That's just such an overused term. But for everyone that is, been easily offended by everything, they're done with it. They're tired of it. Yes, when Trump won, they were all like that. Now they're just like, shut the fuck up. They are. And they've been slowly disowning them.
It's almost like they're the radical Islam of the left.
Yeah, exactly.
They do the same thing.
They do the same shit.
I mean,
they you know what I mean? That's why I see it. I see Antifa. They're terrorists. We need to hunt down and bring Antifa to justice.
And you know what's interesting that you brought that up is how Antifa, the KKK, and radical Islam, they all have to cover their face in order to promote their ideology.
Yeah, they're all ISIS. They're like ISIS. They're a bunch of cowards, and they have to hide their face.
I'm upset that they're putting out all those training videos, all those workout videos. All these kids, are like, yeah, we're trained together, and they're doing all these their kickboxing things and their yoga because and they're all ready to go, and then nothing happened. Not one shot.
Well,
not nothing of real importance. No one went and started shooting up a courthouse or anything like that. These little sons of bitches stayed home, ate their granola, and started blogging. I would go out, but I hurt my left toe the other day training really hard.
You were doing this from a Starbucks.
And I'm going to let them go.
You have to admit those videos are pretty entertaining.
Oh my God, they were
I laughed my ass off.
They're like that redneck, the trailer park ninja. Don't go ninja nobody that don't need an engine. Remember that guy?
They were probably using their tapes.
Yeah, exactly. That fucking shit was awesome.
I got some Jane Fonda tapes and that redneck who told people how to do the ninja thing. We'll be all right.
We'll be all right. You guys don't remember now. I got to come here. What the fuck, dude? I don't understand what movie was that. Was that the government cheese move? Anyways, the whole fucking thing is that they should be labeled as a violent extremist organization. You know what I mean? They're not from freaking they're not organized at all. Obviously, they're not. Their message fucking sucked all over the fucking country of who was going to be doing what. There was no whatever, and then they posted it on Facebook. Here's what blows me away of somebody who says that they don't believe in fascism. They believe that socialism is right. They used a platform that is capitalistic. They used a multimedia platform, Facebook and Twitter and Snapchat and whatever, fucking YouTube and all that stuff. And they used those, and they're all capitalistic entities to spread their message. North Korea does better shit than them when it comes to fucking their message and their propaganda. So really, and then they've had individuals who are not fucking. I'm not saying this. I don't want to make it seem like I'm going. They're not really organized. I mean, they really weren't really that fucking organized or smart. Come to find out that the majority of their fucking foot soldiers are their brown shirts. Some fucking Nazis themselves. They're Nazis too. Most of them were fucking college professors, fucking dads. Fucking, you know what I mean? Guys who have jobs. They're guys who are like salesmen and market traders and stuff like that. What do you do?
There are people that want to fight but didn't have the balls to join the military for a fight. Like it's kind of like where they said, who was it? In Afghanistan, for example, you know, they had in like the 90s or whatnot, you know, their fathers had the war fighting the Russians and kicking the Russians out of Afghanistan. And a lot of what we dealt with Afghanistan was kids and young adults who wanted their own war. They wanted their own fight.
Well,
Well,
that's how ISIS was.
These are like, hey, let's take all the and I hate the term millennial because somebody called me millennial and I wanted to throat punch their ass. But it's like the millennial mindset, but in adults and shit, and they don't want to actually go and actually fight a real war, but they want to start their own. Hey, this is my own war at my convenience. Oh, I will go start a fight and punch some alt-right thing, and I will, revolution. Wait, Starbucks break. Hold on a second.
Yeah, we're waiting for I'm waiting for my my fucking caramel macchiato, please, with an extra shot.
Oh my God,
I'm not-
Starbucks is so overrated.
It is.
Hey.
No, I'll be honest with you. Starbucks.
Leave my bucks alone.
Starbucks
No.
on the go. Depends on what kind of Starbucks it is. I went and I tried to pull some motherfucking. So I did Stolen Valor on Starbucks one time, and I asked them where from Africa. They said they're Arabic or Arabica or fucking their African coffee was from. And this little fucking smart ass, I'm like, do you even know what fucking coffee means? Do you even know where it comes from? What language it comes from? But anyways, so in a nutshell, Starbucks in a pinch is good. I have so much anger that I drink pots of fucking espresso. I don't drink fucking coffee. I drink espresso like a pot. I'll make a pot of espresso, not a fucking not a pot of coffee. And what blows me away is that they, again, are sitting in Starbucks. They order their fucking drink. They use their Starbucks card on their phone to tweet out on said phone that they hate capitalism, and then everybody's a Nazi. Everybody's a Nazi. I want them to, honestly, if they were to go visit Germany and go visit Poland and see what a concentration camp looks like, I think they would change their mind on what a fucking Nazi is.
Oh yeah, they would.
Not to mention the fact that if they want to be like, we want to be like Europe, okay, 50% of your cash is gone right off the bat. You want free medical,
like another
right?
thing.
You know what I mean?
The terms they throw out there, like racism, misogynistic, xenophobic, like all those terms, most of them they've never truly experienced any of that, and therefore, I mean, I'm not saying that's what you have to experience it to know what it means, but they couldn't even tell you what the fuck it means, like right off the top of their head.
No, you're right. Remember the word? Remember the word? The contest that we had when we gave a prize out. What was the word that was not
narcissistic?
Narcissistic. That was a word that was not used until fucking the last president was elected, and then yours.
Oh, I knew what it was before he was elected, but a lot of people did not know.
Well, I mean, I've never heard it used frequently. I mean, I've heard of the word.
Yes.
It was just that it was more of the thing that fucking whatever. My biggest thing is the fact that you're right. You guys are fascist. Okay, the guy
you're Nazis.
Yeah, you're not. The cop pulled you over because you were doing 80 in a fucking school zone, not because he's. Oh, speaking of which, you see that fucking cop drill that girl in the face?
Oh my God, Officer NyQuil.
Oh my God, did you see that shit?
Out of that bitch.
Oh my fuck. Damn, I love that. Did we say that again? Officer NyQuil knocked the pumpkin spice out of that bitch. I love it. I fucking love it. Bitch.
That's like the best thing I've heard all day. That's exactly what happened. See, that's what happens. You get into this entitled mentality that you can throw punches and not expect some hands back. And she and somebody was like, I think it was like the Facebook page VT or something like that I sometimes I see videos on, and that's actually and I said that the officer went too far. I went, hell no. Apparently she did something where 4 officers, I think it was like 4 or 5 officers.
It was about 5 officers,
had to carry this girl out.
Yeah.
I hate bitches.
Obviously,
she had the audacity while they all had her in the air to decide to throw hands at the back of his head, and then he goes, not today, wham. that right hook, asleep, done. She needed the Starbucks kick because she's out.
Yeah, I hate.
And you know what? I can only be like, hey, you're getting a promotion.
Exactly.
Don't even worry about it.
Exactly. As a matter of fact, you're not
Punch
exactly. You're not a watch officer now for whatever. I hate fucking attention-seeking fucking drunk bitches like that. That all they do is they come into an area like that, and everyone
Like
thinks,
chihuahuas.
Yeah, and they fucking talk all this little fucking shit. Remember, mind you now, I am not advocating the fact that you can just go out and hit chicks like that, but when you're being, let's put it this way, as soon as a cop puts his hand on me, I like literally stand at the position of attention and say, yes, sir, no, sir, whatever. I respect authority. If a cop is going to put his hands on, it's not even worth it, because you could fart the wrong way and you can get busted for assault on a police officer. So the little fucking bitch who was probably some snatch bag that thought she was the shit because she was there in the center of attention and was drunk off her fucking ass, and somebody was trying to plow that shit in the fucking stands and being a hooper and howler and all this other crap, and the next it takes 5 fucking cops to detain her ass. And then she gets up and decides, oh, I'm going to show off. I think I'm cool. And decides to hit fucking Officer NyQuil. Fuck yeah. Bitch, you fucking deserve that. You deserve that.
Pumpkin spice.
Yeah.
Knock the fuck out.
Yeah, exactly.
There's another video too that had to do with college football. I believe it was the girl who Miss Pumpkin Spice. I believe she was at a Miami game. There's another one where the security officer is in the stands. So it's a video shot looking from one seat down the row.
It was Alabama. It was the Alabama
Was it
game.
Grandma Marble?
It was Grandma Marble, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Where if you haven't seen the video, it's the security guy, the officer, I couldn't really tell, was trying to get her, hey, you got to come on. Football game. It is a great experience, but it is loud as hell. So he's kind of close. Well, she's smoking her cigarette, and that might have been the problem. You can't, I don't think you can smoke in those places. But she literally has this cigarette that had about an inch long burn on it already, right in his face, was kind of flicked a little ash or whatnot. And he just went nope and just snatched her ass up. He didn't punch her though. I mean, and I agree. If he would have punched her, that's not warranted. But he snatched her up because apparently she wasn't going and drug her ass down the way.
Yep.
And you can see her like screaming, trying to grab onto things. I'm like, you're just making it worse, old lady.
Yeah, exactly. Don't fight. Don't fight. Don't fight.
That would have been my grandmother.
Well, no, I'm saying you don't fight. I mean, because you know what's
Shit,
worse?
drop my
'Cause
teeth.
Sometimes, I'll be honest with you, because Ice loves MPs. Do you know what fucking cops do normally when you're fucking all agitated and whatever? They'll carry you the fuck out and say, shut the fuck up, or we're going to cite you for being fucking drunk and loud and stupid.
Yeah.
Are you going to shut up or not? Yes, officer, I'm going to shut up. And the next that's it. They'll say, get the fuck out of here, you're gone, and then you go. But this little bitch thought she was the fucking shit. Like I said, she had to been like the fucking, I don't know, the group slut or some shit like that thought she can get away with it, and thought because everyone was trying to bang that shit, she can just fucking do whatever. And
everyone thinks they're so entitled, and it's only getting worse. These college kids think that I can do and say whatever.
Yeah.
Nothing's ever gonna happen
No.
to me.
Oh.
Officer pulling me out? Hell no! Fuck you, officer.
Oh, dude! Not only that, it looked like he hit her. She hit him in the eye because the way he reacted. Because when you get hit, when you get knocked around like that or whatever, but the way he flinched when he hit her, when she hit, I think it hit his eye. She had to flick his eye or something because he flinched, and dude, you saw. Oh, it was awesome. You saw 100% of Officer fucking NyQuil just, just fucking, it was, you know what? That's the time. I don't blame the cop for doing shit like that. I don't. Is it excessive? Whatever. Calm the fucking bitch down, right?
It did more than just calm her down. It
knocked her the fuck out.
It pulled her out of her body for
exactly.
a second.
This is what gets the fucking. This is what gets back and forth to the dichotomy we were talking about of guys hitting girls. If you're like a dude and you walk away, then fucking go ahead, do it. And then that's it. You deserve to get your ass fucking beat. But if you're a cop and you are enforcing the law, and you are disrespecting authority, because that's what cops are supposed to be, dealing with fucking some drunk ass bitch at a fucking college game, and then literally, like I said, she had to been like the group slut. or something like that to show off. You know, little bitches like that who fucking show off like that drive me up the fucking wall. That they're not even, you know what I mean? And then what makes you
$20 she was getting a liberal arts degree.
Exactly.
She had that liberal arts confidence. Like, fuck you. What are you gonna do? My gender study says what?
You know what? In like every video that they have, you never see what happens before.
Oh no, because it's all about a message. If they only showed like the moment right after the hit and the smashing of her face, everyone would be up in arms saying this is abuse, blah, blah. The college would come under fire, all this other stuff. But they at least showed enough where they showed her fighting. Even the they didn't show the whole thing. I would love to see the thing leading up.
Yeah, I want to see what started it.
They showed her trying to kick and move as people are
she had
literally holding every fucking one of her limbs. So apparently she wasn't going quietly.
Yeah, exactly.
And then have the balls to. Well, I would have been like, hey, drop her ass right now, just like flip.
Yeah.
But decided I would have they were holding her up. I would have like throw her over the side. Fuck this woman. Let's see what happens. See if she can fly. But
well, yeah,
but
I
she
was about
decides,
to say,
hey,
throwing her off
have
the
my
stands
legs
would
in
have
their
been.
hands.
Yeah.
Let me smack the back of his head.
Yeah, exactly.
And not expect to be destroyed.
Yeah, I think throwing her off the stands would be a little excessive because I think it's several stories high where she was at. So, yeah, that would have been a bad idea. But
she wouldn't have lost a brain cell.
Well, I mean that tag was beautifully laid out. That was, I mean, you heard the stick, I mean, you heard the stick to the face, and it was beautiful. It was one of those.
I heard
things...
her soul leave her body. That's how hard it was.
No, her soul jumped out of her body and went, damn, and that was fucking. That's how crazy it was. That's the kind of shit that you want to see. And that, you know what? Like I said, you imagine Leos have got to go through this shit all the fucking time. They got to go. They got to deal with it. They're dealing with fucking shit that they could just not even fucking imagine. That we couldn't even imagine. I mean, just like that what they go through, what they have to go through in their daily lives. And they got to go to this fucking stadium, and they're doing fucking stadium detail, and they have this little.
You're dealing with drunk people, which is the worst.
Yeah, you're dealing with some annoying drunk little fucking bitch who is probably loud fucking mouth, trying to be the fucking center of attention to some shit. Like I said, bitches like that. You want to fucking fight a cop? Fuck yeah, dude, go for it. See what happens. Good night. You know what I mean? That's exactly what. Oh man, matter of fact, I think I should after this show watch again and again and replay it. Maybe put a beat to it or some shit. Hey, what's up, Jose?
Oh.
Yeah. So, annoying as fuck. It's fucking annoying as fuck. I am not advocating using sports on a woman. However, if you are a cop, you are well within your rights to defend yourself as a Leo. Ice loves and peace. I'm just saying. It's just the way it works. That was beautiful. That was a beautiful fucking...
I don't know. I'm all about gender equality, and somebody throws hands. I like to think of myself that my parents did a good job and raised me as a somewhat Southern gentleman. I do get knocked on for saying ma'am and sir in my civilian career and stuff like that. And I know how to treat how you treat women, not because they're inferior, but because they're women and we love them, we treat them with respect. But as soon as somebody, and I don't care, I think it's this whole gender thing has changed my eyes. That if said liberal arts woman thinks she can throw hands at me and not expect hands thrown back at her, then she is solely mistaken. I want to put that there now. You throw hands at Flash, I don't care what you have between your legs or what you identify as. I'm going to knock the shit out of you. So I'm glad he did, because
exactly.
Just because she's a woman, she should not. She doesn't. You don't get a free pass.
Correct.
You should not think, because if you think you're entitled to a free pass, then there is no such thing as gender equality, because you already think that you should get a pass because you are a woman. BS. I think the rules are going to be the same for everyone. Then stop picking and choosing which rules and situations benefit you because you're a woman or because we're equal. Well, fuck that shit.
Yeah, well,
throw
hopefully,
hands.
yeah, exactly. And hopefully now, again, ladies, I don't want you to come after the fucking guys for saying, you were just talking about the guy, the shooter in the beginning of the show. Now you're talking about hitting women. Stop. Okay? Because if girls are raised right by their mamas, because that's the way it's supposed to work. girls are getting mentored by their mamas and have a strong male support from their dads, right? That's the way fucking life works. That's the golden rules shit, okay? But if you go and say, if you're not training it's literally training your kid, if you have a daughter and you're not teaching her how to be a lady, and you tell her that ladies don't go hitting guys when they piss them off unless you're getting attacked. It's a mutual thing. And just like you, as I'm raising baby Ice right now, you don't hit girls, period.
That's how I'm raising my kids.
You don't hit girls at all. And then and then again, so hopefully moms out there, she was poorly raised she was a poorly raised woman. Her mom did not teach her the life skills that you don't go fucking hitting guys and then not expect to get, or especially cops, and then not get laid the fuck out. Exactly, Jose.
Or don't hit anyone for that matter.
Yeah, or don't.
Let's just address that. Just don't hit people.
Yeah, just don't hit me. There's no.
If that was a woman officer, I think there were officers. If that was a woman officer, I'd expect her to throw a fucking haymaker at you too. Don't hit people. It's common courtesy.
Exactly.
Hey, WTF Nation Radio, keep your hands to yourself unless you're being engaged by the enemy or your life's in danger or General Mattis decides to smack your girl on the ass. You keep your hands to yourself like a normal human being, and I guarantee you will not get punched in the face, hopefully, for no reason. Yeah, you won't get punched in the face for no reason.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
If you keep your hands to yourself.
Exactly. And you're right. And you actually said it the way you said it too. If you get punched in the face, it was because of a reason. It was because mommy didn't instill the values in you, or maybe you didn't like your mommy when you were growing up and you thought she was too strict and you're going to show the world, Miss fucking I'm an attention whore, and decide to do that in the middle of the fucking stands, and then what happens? Wow.
Oh, I tell many equal rights equals equal fights. If you hit a dude, you're going to get fucking laid out.
The thing is that again, you have told her, and you were telling her that that's not, you don't just hit guys.
No. You just don't hit anybody.
You just hit nobody, but you just don't hit anybody. I mean, I'm teaching, when I hang out with, I got Princess Ice with me, and we're hanging out, and then I'll go, hey, so how was school? And she's like, Dad, blah 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 blah. I kind of let her speak her mind, because kids need to speak their minds, because if your kids are afraid of you, they're never going to come to you for anything. Of course. So I just let her ramble on, and she said, yeah, Dad, blah 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 blah. I go, and I'm listening, and then she said one thing that rose fucking made me raise an eyebrow. Then she said, and then I wanted to choke her, Dad. I'm like, whoa, what happened? It was like
we went very far in this. What?
Yeah, what do you mean you wanted to choke her? She's like, well, she said something about some things that just pissed me off, and I just figured it, and yes, she does say pissed. If you ever played Xbox with her, she will kick your ass. Don't let the little sweet voice of thinking that, I don't know what I'm doing on Xbox. I've seen her destroy people on fucking Grand Theft Auto. And the thing is that I tell her, you're not saying this at school, are you? Because there's a time and place for some of this shit and this type of conversation. You don't say, Dad, that shit pisses me off. You don't. Do you say that at school? She's like, no, I don't say that, because at school I'll get in trouble for saying that. Okay, good. You understand consequences. You know what I mean? You got it. And then, so tell me what happened. And then they got an argument about something stupid. And then she said she just wasn't seeing where I was coming from, so I just wanted to fucking choke her. I mean, she's like, I just wanted to choke her. And I'm like, well, honey, you just, because somebody doesn't agree with you doesn't mean you just choke them. Did she put her hands on you? No. Well, then you just can't up and choke somebody. You know what I mean? As much as you'd like to, and it's frustrating in life, you're going to run into people that you just can't choke. You just, because it's A, it's illegal, and B, you just can't do it. Just don't do it. But what if she puts her hands on me? Well, you guys were arguing about, I can't remember, they were arguing about some freaking Pokemon card or some shit like that. She was speaking in some Japanese fad type toy, whatever bullshit, so I have no idea what the fuck it was about. All I know was that there were some arguments about who was the better Pokemon or something like that, and then she said, I just wanted to choke her. But my point being is that you don't, it is a woman that raises a daughter to be a woman, right? That's the way it's supposed to be. And then the dad is there to be the support structure for, that's what the role model of a dad is. So that way when she goes out and marries somebody, he has of good traits that hopefully was instilled, that, paying the bills, getting a job, doing some shit, doing the stuff you need to do, make sure the family's taken care of and all that sort of shit. But now These chicks ain't doing it. They ain't getting that shit. We're talking about women who are like in their fucking late 20s, early 30s that are fucking acting like idiots. Dumbass chicks. We see it in the fucking main page all the fucking time. I want to put this guy on blast. Why? Well, because he's an asshole. Why? Who is this guy?
Well,
he is my boyfriend, but my husband doesn't know because he's deployed. You know what I mean? Shit like that.
Well, I see it on like the appended pages too. Like, well, we're getting divorced. What do I, what, I guess benefits do I keep? Like 0. Because they were out fucking some, Joe.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's where you find out where the most of the STD rates are. So on those pages.
With each, duty station, like compared to they will be like, oh, this city, and then you look at that city like, oh.
No, well, there you go. I mean, okay, there you go. That's that city. And then I want you to tell him that blah blah blah. Well, what happened? Oh, my boyfriend gave it to you.
Fayetteville.
Exactly.
So I have a story for
El
you.
Paso. Go for it.
And because I know we're getting close to the end, and we're talking about dependents, talking about people, what are you getting? So my stepdad, he knew a guy. This guy was in the Marines. He was in the Marines for, he was retiring out of the Marines. Well, about a year or so before he retired, his wife decided that she was going to, in a very nasty way, divorce him. And she then started like gloating and like, I'm going to take half of your retirement and all that, because he was like I believe E8 or E9. So he was making a decent amount of money. So she was going to get half the retirement. So this man decided, in the best saltiness possible, to retire 2 months before his 20-year mark, so he couldn't actually retire. He actually ETS instead of retiring, and then joined the Fairfax County Police Department. And then when my stepdad asked him, he said, "Why? You were so close to retiring. Why did you not? There was only a couple months left." And he said, "Quote: I didn't want that bitch to get any money, so I would rather not get any retirement than to see her get half my paycheck."
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, dude.
I thought that I heard that. I was like, that is the most glorious thing. And my mom looked at me funny, and I was like, nope. I said, I would totally do. My wife can't hear me, right? I would totally.
Come on, puss it.
I would totally do that if it it's down to the wire. I'm about to retire. We're about to be able to spend all the time we want, and now you want to. And she left him in a very not nice fashion, a very unladylike fashion. And on person-like fashion, to be more specific. But I would be like, F it. I'm not retiring. I'll ETS. Screw it. You're getting no money. Bye.
Well, that's why
that is the most glorious thing ever.
That's why I have so many ex-wives. So
how much retirement will you actually get? Like an eighth when everyone your ex-wives split it all up?
No. First off, I use Wu-Tang Investments, and I diversify all my bonds. And then second, I'm also not married to them long enough to get said amount of retirement. And 3, only 2 of them can physically speak right now about it. I'm just kidding.
Did you get
I shouldn't say that shit.
A marriage gold card?
I have actually.
Oh
yeah.
my god.
I've been a recognized. I have marriage. My marriage license is reciprocal, like a concealed carry permit. I have more than a few marriage certificates that I could pass out. Actually, if you wanted to do if I were to have a marriage certificate mill, or I understand what the processes of getting married or divorced in specific states, I'd be able to tell you right off the bat. To even where our own judge, the WTF Nation judge, has said, yes, ICE is correct about some of the legalities of stuff because of how many divorces I've been through. Because they're not going to get my fucking retirement.
Let me see your gold card. Here you go. Bought a copy's yours.
Yeah, exactly. Here you go. Exact. I have the ex-wives ribbon.
Exactly. So is it like buy 2 divorces, get 1 free?
Well, I mean, it's because it's one of those things to where fucking everyone's like, damn, Ice, you've been married so many times and blah, 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 blah. Why is that? Well, first off, I don't have patience. I really don't. And then once I get to a point to where, you know what, you're fucking pissing me off about something, then you're fucking done, then you're done. Usually, some of it is both of our faults. Because, of course, everyone's going to say, well, maybe you had a hand in it too. I will say this, that probably some of it could have been avoided had I not told them to go fuck themselves, or had I not, just said something to them. But it takes two to tango for both events. You know what I mean? Obviously, and of course you get the standard, fucking, well, you obviously loved each other or else you would have done. Yeah, but fucking, in some countries there's a joke out there that they say that in some countries, you don't know who your wife is until you marry them, and then this is a kid talking to his dad, and then the dad says, "I know, son," because it happens here in America too. We don't know who we don't know our wives until we marry them. Think about it. And exactly that, Heath, narcissistic. You keep throwing that word out like we're giving out some shit. He uses that word a lot. But no, I do have. I'm a gold card, I guess you would say. I think I'm platinum right now, but I can't remember the level of. No, straight son. I'm radioactive uranium of fucking divorces. There's nothing. Again, why does it? And again, it's not because I did this quick so that way I knew that fucking chicks are gonna try to take my retirement. If a woman comes at you saying she's gonna if a woman comes after you for the things that you have done in your fucking life that she had nothing to do with, damn right she doesn't fucking deserve a fucking dime.
That's kind of fucked up.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But especially since you helped her and you assisted her going through school or whatever, and she's got a fucking degree or whatever, and you've paid for it's almost like fucking it's mooching. Well, I think you should give me money because it's that type of lifestyle that I'm accustomed to. That means you gotta.
No.
That means you work, bitch. That's the way it fucking works. You work. Women get all of them. Well, that's only a couple. Well, actually, no. One of them did not try to get alimony. One of them tried to get my retirement, and then where we were at meant that I could get her retirement. If I retired first, then she had to prepay her retirement, even though she was young enough not to retire yet. If that makes any sense. And then one of them was not long enough with me to even get it, and the other one was, yeah. So, yeah. Exactly that. So, it was a good coffee. Yeah, awesome, good shit. So one of those things is that when I hear people like, yeah, well, like you were saying, Flash, it's all raising the kids themselves, and that's why, again, liberal arts degree chick deserved all of that shit. Her mom did not. Her mom raised her poorly,
including that broken nose and. And I don't even feel bad for her. I really don't feel bad for her at all. I like to think of me being sensitive enough to go, oh, maybe he shouldn't hit her so hard. I'm like, you know what? Sometimes people need a good punch in the face to realize maybe I should stop being an asshole, because neither my vagina nor my whatever degree that gives me the confidence to just start throwing swings at the establishment. Maybe I need to reassess my life. I like to think that she, one, probably is not allowed in the stadium again, and two, won't do that again, because
I was about to say thing. Like,
nothing like seeing your face
again.
smashed. No. Nothing like seeing your face smashed viral video to make you go, maybe I need to reassess my life.
Yep. As a matter of fact, make sure we post that on our page.
Done.
And title it Officer NyQuil.
Officer NyQuil just knocked the pumpkin spice out of that bitch. That's fucking awesome. I'm totally serious, man. Everyone's like, "Oh, well, you're advocating the abuse of women." No, I'm advocating the Leos. I'm supporting the Leos. So again, I just like, God, man, are you freaking?
It's not,
real?
It's not like she did. He just started. She was walking. He just decided you're not walking fast enough and started walling off and beating on her. She was resisting, she was fighting, and she was swinging. Sorry, that's three strikes and your pumpkin spice is out. You're done.
Fucking. Oh well, shit. I gotta do housekeeping. Fucking people are like bugging me and saying that I gotta do the housekeeping shit because I could talk all night about this stuff. People deserving getting hit by cops. I'm saying specifically people, because people deserve that hit fucking cops deserve to get smacked. I love it. So tonight we have Patrick Benson from Warhorse from Veteran. He's one of our that group actually is one of our partners, and talking about the 5K they're doing this weekend. Oh, that's gonna be so awesome. It's gonna be November 12th on Sunday. Make sure you register at warhorsesforveterans.com and make sure you jump onto the runsignup.com register. Like I said, all you got to do is hit your Google box, and the next thing you know, you're freaking just Warhorse for Veterans 5K. It's the third annual. It's going to start off at the World War I Museum and Memorial. Liberty Memorial is what they're calling it. So it's going to be awesome. Tomorrow we got Mitch Hunter. Mitch Hunter? Who's Mitch Hunter? Army veteran Mitch Hunter. He is the dude, I'm going to say, I practice this, who is the world's third full-face transplant recipient. There, yes. I didn't fuck it up. He suffered severe burns while pushing a female occupant out of a vehicle that was being struck by a live wire. Everybody knows how electricity works, right? His face got burnt the fuck off just about. And it is one of those things that if you've not seen... Shit. What happened?
I was sniffing and I realized I wasn't mute. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
I thought you were just doing cocaine.
I was like, you're talking about Flash in this fucking mic.
I'm so sorry.
I know, pot calling the kettle sniff over there.
Yeah, exactly. So, so check this out. This guy went through a procedure, and if you got to hear the story. It is one of those things to where the event that happened. He's going to be able to talk about it, but again, he's the third person in America to have this procedure done, and it's very freaking complex to have that done. It's like exactly that. It's like the movie Face Off, pretty much. So it's following the incident. He's had 57 operations and stuff like that. It just, again, the story, you got to hear the story, and then you'll be like, whoa. Saturday we got John Owl from Healing in the Human and Mean. He's a shaman. I'm sorry. I just when I hear shaman and stuff like that, I think of those guru guys that tell you, you got to climb the mountain and then you get to the.
You mean like a shaman?
Yeah, shaman.
The same thing.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say it wrong? That are not English for you? Is that what it is? That are not English on a foreign word enough for you?
You didn't speak that American correct.
You mean shaman? John Owl from Healing the Human and Being. He's going to be talking about his techniques and how he deals with PTSD and anxiety or anything else that helps with healing the body. So cool. We're going to have Steve Weintraub, Chief Strategy Officer from Vetflix. If you got Vettix, I'm sorry, Vetflix. Woo, man.
Come on, read the copy. You got this.
Freudian slip there, Vetflix. Nobody got the joke. Steve is the colonel of the United States Marine Corps Reserves who served in both active duty and reserve capacity, to include 2 combat tours in Iraq. Enlisted in 1987. God, he's old.
He came in about 20 years after you did.
Yeah, whatever, dude. He came in as a combat engineer, and then after receiving his Bachelor of Science degree from Arizona State University in 1989. Then was commissioned as a second lieutenant and came in as a logistics officer. So Veteran Tickets Foundation teams up with major sporting teams, leagues, promoters, and organizations, venues, and ticket holders to provide free and discounted tickets to more than 21 million veterans and military personnel. Currently serving military and unhonorably discharged veterans. I said honorably discharged veterans. Okay? So, sorry. People can have that right to do that. From all branches of service, as well as family members who have been killed in action are eligible. Vet Tixers accounts are active once they verify their veteran status, and then you can just go through that stuff through the military bases or go through their website. So that's good stuff. 14 November, that's Tuesday. We're gonna have Nick. Oh man, how do you pronounce his name? Kumalatos, Lotos. Come on, Lotos.
I don't know.
Help me out here. I'm like freaking. This guy's gonna beat my ass or some shit because I'm like, for freaking not
Let's just call him Nick K.
Nick Komalat. No, I'm Nick Komalatsos. Oh man, dude, I feel like Nick joined the Marine Corps, age 19, and not without a fight. He's had a troubled youth, seek legal counsel to be accepted, suffered wrist injury in first week of boot camp. He'll be coming on here to talk about his story to paint a picture. He was also involved in. God, he's involved in a lot of projects. This guy's got a long ass freaking bio. Holy shit! So, 16 November on Sergeant's Time, we're gonna have Fred Wellman from Scout Comms. Army veteran Fred Wellman is a retired Army Aero Scout pilot and public affairs officer. He graduated from West Point. Oh man, wait. Why is he on Sergeant's Time? Why do we have an officer coming on Sergeant's Time?
Because that's the day
we're shaking it up.
Yeah, we're shaking the Sergeant's Time. Now I'm going to introduce an officer. Scout Comms is the most effective.
It's kind of like carrying, keeping a zoo exhibit. It's like, and this is the officer.
Oh yeah, exactly that. And here we have the mystical warrant officer. Anyways, Scout Comms is the most effective full-service public relations and corporate media social responsibility firm operating in the veteran and military space, having built influential and mutually beneficial relationships with top media outlets, thought leaders, corporations, and nonprofits working in and around the veteran community. So, there you go. Don't forget to check out our Project Overwatch, Paw Patrol, and Warhorse for Veterans, and also our partnership with KHB 94.1 FM.
And like our pages. Don't forget that. You got Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Like us, share us. Be a team player. Don't forget, we're always looking for new talent. We need social media people, admin people. We're looking for on-air talent. Go to WTFnation.com. There's an apply there. Go ahead and apply. Be a part of the group that does all kinds of cool stuff. Or you can't complain when you think it sucks.
Yeah, or exactly that. And you have to be able to have the gift of gab too. Don't be like Cabman coming in here going, I think I could do it, and then you don't have the gab. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. You'll be your application will be scrutinized, and you'll be bombarded with a battery of tests. You'll have to provide some DNA, and then you're going to have to take some fingerprints and run through a background check, because that's the way you roll. So with that, God, this is my first show I've ever done uninterrupted. Like, no disconnected from Facebook Live or anything. No multiple jumps and all that stuff. I think I'm going to carry it like that.
I like it. I think it's smooth.
You think it runs smooth? What'd you think?
I think it ran smooth.
All right, cool. What do you think, Mom? Did you think it ran smooth too?
I'm just trying to breathe.
I know, because making you laugh, and we're throwing stuff in the chats, and you're fucking rolling and shit. I'm seeing your face right now laughing. So, you rock, Jose. So, anyways, with that, we're going to go ahead and shouts, and then thank you guys for joining us tonight. And then, we'll check you all out. Got a show every day. Got a show in the daytime. Tomorrow's going to be the taco truck. So, check our shit out. Again, like us. Any platform with a Ford WTFNationRadio.com. That's all you got to do. So, Mixer.com/WTFNationRadio. Twitter /WTFNationRadio. Facebook /WTFNR. So, love us, like us. Thank you guys for coming on. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. And then, again, we'll talk to you later. See you.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take a look inside your life. Is it so bad? Is this where you draw